already got people hanging out in the chat. There are already people here. People were here before we were here, Cal. We are.
It's a regular thing now, isn't it? People know we're just going to be here.
It is. I mean, it's not like we've got anything else to do in life.
Oh no, absolutely not.
This is it. I'm going to be real with you. Actually, I enjoy Mondays. I enjoy Mondays because I like being able to sit to chat. This is probably the longest I ever sit to chat to anyone in the week.
Oh god, yeah, me too. Like I very rarely stay still and chatting to someone.
No.
So,
I was talking
it's a regular thing and it's good.
Talking to someone on the phone earlier, and they said to me, Josh, you know when you're on the phone, you're very utilitarian, you're very quick, you're very yes, no, get off the phone. I'm like, yeah, everyone should be. The phone call is quicker if you just get it done and get it off the phone. It's faster. Ladies and gents, if you are joining us from the very start, welcome. This is the Tangent Tavern. I am Josh Strife Hayes.
I am Callum Upton.
And we're going to talk about stuff. That's pretty much as accurate as I can be tonight, Cal. It's going to be a lot of stuff.
To be honest, yeah, that's as accurate as we can ever get. Yeah. We never know. We don't even know what stuff we're doing.
That's why it's called the Tangent Tavern. It's going to start off mostly about gaming. It's going to go off on a tangent somewhere. I've got 4 things written down in front of me that I'm ready to talk about. You've probably got more. And we're going to chat to you guys in the chat and just see what you've been up to as well over your whole week. So I want to start the same way that we start every week because it's become tradition now and I like this. Callum?
Yeah?
How's your week been?
It's actually been great. Today I've been very, very productive. I did something out of spite again. But
for those of you who are new,
friend.
Everything Callum does is driven by like an equal amounts of passion and hatred. He doesn't do stuff because he wants to do it. He does stuff because other people tell him that he can't or that he wants to prove a point. You are very spite driven.
I am. And in fact, this one was an odd one. So me and my friend were talking about NFTs and somebody had said, oh, but you can't display them, can you? He was like, if you buy an NFT, you can't have it hung up on your wall. And we were like, well, you can buy these picture frames that are NFT specific.
Yeah. Oh, can't you? You can get like digital picture frames, can't you? That just scroll through them because I've got some of those.
Exactly. But now, let's say you want a big one on your wall. Right. Have you seen how much they are?
No. How much are we talking?
1,600. For like a 27, 24 inch.
Hang on, no, £1,600.
Or dollars, but still, that's over £1,000.
That's still like over $1,000.
It's obscene,
for a picture frame.
For literally a picture frame. So
just put a TV sideways.
You could, but it doesn't look that good, right? Because here's the thing. People want it to mount flush up against the wall as if it was just a picture frame. Like, I guess the point of it is you don't know that it's digital until you get close enough.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, there is a point to it and it makes sense. But we were looking at it and we were like, oh, I bet we could do one for much cheaper. So
it's just a flat LCD screen, isn't it?
That's what we did. I've got a monitor that I'd accidentally swung this boom arm into and it's just got a lovely line through the middle of it. And it was just sat down there. And so it was a 27-inch monitor. And I was like, okay, we'll just take it apart. And I took the LCD panel out, all like the daughter-board thing that drives it and all that. And then we built an actual, like a wooden frame for it from scratch.
Okay.
With touch-sensitive buttons under the frame. So it looks just like a frame. With a Raspberry Pi, like, driving the whole thing. And it works. And it cost us, if we'd have bought the monitor brand new, 140 to make it.
That's still a lot cheaper than 16.
A lot cheaper. And that's not including, like, bulk buying and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we haven't. It's that simple.
Does it just cycle through NFTs now?
Yeah. So it cycles through NFTs.
Shitty monkey, shitty lion, shitty monkey,
something.
Shitty goat. What? Who decided that NFTs just have to be a crap animal facing to a side? It could have been anything.
Yeah. I now that you mention it, I don't actually know why.
There's no reason that it has to be a crap animal just facing to a side. It could have literally been... Can you make it so the screen doesn't display the actual picture of the NFT? It just displays a long digital code of what it is.
the transaction.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, it actually does that. So we've got it so that it shows the artwork, and then it's got a QR code to link you to the OpenSea listing. So... and it's got the last transaction price at the bottom as well.
I'm just looking forward to the whole bubble popping because there's nothing I like saying more than I told you so. I mean, everyone likes saying that. And hasn't the government, the US government, passed regulation recently that requires profits or income generated from crypto or NFTs to be declared?
Yes, but there's a big problem with that.
Okay.
You can just not declare it. And
Oh,
they literally
damn.
can't trace it back.
Five-head move. Oh, what a genius tax evasion scheme that is.
Yeah,
So when the government come around and go, did you make any money off NFTs? And you just go, nope. And they're like, thank you for your honesty. I appreciate you. See you next year.
Exactly. It's the dumbest thing. It's like China saying we're banning crypto, or India was it? We're banning crypto. Right? How are you going to do that? What? And they were just like, oh, we're going to take the servers down. I was like, that just shows you haven't got a clue what's going on. You don't even know.
Genius. If anyone in the chat is wondering what NFTs are, it's just complicated money laundering.
It's expensive JPEGs.
Yeah, it's just art. You know how the modern art world is all about just money laundering and giving value to something with no value and just moving money around as far as... Because income is not the same as capital gains, which is not the same as business gains, which is not the same as this, and it's very, very complicated.
Or what's the other one? Unrealised gains?
Yeah,
or
that's the one.
Potentialised gains.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're trying to make up so many rules because they can't have a catch-all term for it. Because here's a big thing. The UK and America are saying that crypto is not money. So they can't put it under the same rules, otherwise they've then admitted that it's money. So it's catch-22. They want to tax it, but they can't. Not in a sensible way.
Yeah.
But by their ruling of it, NFTs are crypto money. And it's dumb.
It's very strange. The tech bros are constantly talking about how much money they're making with this, and the money's coming from somewhere. The money is coming from... It's not being created from nothing. It's coming from people buying them and people being convinced to buy them. And people have said to me, just because NFTs are a scam doesn't mean all crypto's a scam. I don't hate the idea of blockchain. I don't hate the idea of digital currency. I
quite like it.
Yeah, you're scamming... You're convincing naive people to spend money. If there was proof that you made money, we'd be behind it. If it was on the side of the players, we'd back it, no problem at all. But right now, it's not on the side of the players.
I think that's the problem. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. It's a system that I think is wholeheartedly good. It's going to do good for the world, in remote countries and stuff. I mean, El Salvador has now just moved full crypto.
Oh, has it?
They bought 25 billion worth of Bitcoin or something stupid.
Yeah.
Now, this is the issue. The people who are using it for its intended purpose, it's fine. It's absolutely fine for its intended purpose, but the people that want to, scam with it and use it as a kind of Ponzi scheme, they are the ones who are going to cause this bubble to burst. It's not a bubble because of what it is. It's a bubble because of what they're doing with it. Mm-hmm. They're bringing it such a bad rap. It's not good.
I think that a lot of people who are making a lot of money off this are very sociopathic. They are very convincing, very confident con men. They will tell you what to do, and if you do what they say, they will make some money, and you might make money. The difference with me and Cal is we're on the player's side, constantly and forever. Our priority is making sure the people that play the games or spend the money are getting the best deal. We could have launched a coin and sold it ages ago. We could have, made out like bandits with the whole thing. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I did that. I would feel a bit shit.
Yeah, same.
So we're not going to do that. Anyone in the chat, good evening and welcome to all of you. Hopefully you are all well. We are going to be talking about quite a few things today, not just crypto. We've also got games. We'll get back onto New World. There's been an issue with the Manscaped thing. Good product, strange thing that's happened. I've had one hell of a strange contract email sent to me that I want to talk and warn you all about.
And me, actually.
Oh,
not to warn him. This one took me by surprise.
Interesting.
Guild Wars 2.
Yes, I got that email as well, and I'm actually excited about that.
I'd like to do a collaboration with you on that.
Yeah,
I think that'd be... Actually, no, I don't think that would work with how they want it done.
I don't know what they want yet, but I like Guild Wars 2 as a game. So I got emailed by Guild Wars 2, or an agency representing Guild Wars 2, because normally it's
never
not the actual people. Yeah, it's not the actual company. It's ArenaNet that deal with all that stuff, but the company, contract out to an agency, and the agency contact all the influencers and YouTubers and stuff. So when I got an email that says, "Hey, we'd like to talk to you about Guild Wars 2," my answer was just yes. I didn't even read the rest of the email. I'm like, yep, that's a good game.
I like Guild Wars 2. I really do.
Yeah, I can. There's a lot of games where people say to me, "Hey, do you like this?" And I'm kind of, I'm kind of on the fence about it, But there's a couple of names that when you see them in your inbox, you know it's quality. I've got
Yeah.
no problem with people thinking that I mean, I've got one of the day one Guild Wars 2 boxes. If you guys look over
Really?
there, see that white box on the shelf just
yeah.
there? That is day one. As soon as
That's
that game
awesome.
came out, I got it on disc. It is a good game.
And me, I played it as well. And the thing is, you've never heard me speak about it, which a lot of people will think, oh, that's a Cal's going to shill. But it's a good thing that you've never heard me mention it. I've got nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah,
Like, I will compare lots of bad MMOs to other bad MMOs.
I mean,
But Guild Wars 2, I only quit just because my friends left college and we kind of just went separate ways.
Yeah.
You know, there was no one to play with.
I mean, I've got issues. I think the combat can get a bit bland at the top levels.
Yes.
I think that the exploration can get a little bit repetitive, but these are like minute things. These are like many years ago when I worked retail. I think I worked for Toys R Us. The old people in the chat will remember Toys R Us being great. And we had an inspection by one of the upper brass coming around checking out our store, and they checked out everything. And at the end, they came to me and they said, "Josh, there are no paper hand towels in the paper hand towel dispenser." And I said, "I didn't even know we had a paper hand towel dispenser." And they're like, "It's there." And they point to this thing on the wall of the staff room, not even in the toilet, just the staff room, and it's been painted over white, and people use it to hang their coats on. You know, I didn't even know it was a paper hand towel dispenser. I thought it was just some stuff behind the wall that they had to kind of build like a little square out for. And he pulled us up on that, and then he left. And my manager came over to me and said, "He has to find something wrong. That's his job. He has to find something.
Yeah.
If all he can find is that a paper hand towel dispenser we don't even use doesn't have paper hand towels, that means we're
good
past the
inspection.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
inspection. So if me and Cal are pulling up Guild Wars 2 on like minute stuff, it means that the big stuff is just fine.
Yeah. No, that's true. I had something very similar as well with when I worked in a bakery, and it was something really dumb. It was like, the floor bar where the doors are that you have pressed into where they join like carpet to wood or whatever.
Yeah, those things.
They were like, "There's no bar." I was like, "I didn't even know there was one." He goes, "No, that's why there wasn't one." I'm like, "Great then.
Good.
I'm happy with that. We haven't killed anyone with a loaf of bread. No baguettes rolling down the hill. It's all good."
Yeah, that's what it is. How is Tangent Tavern today? Guild Wars does not have paper on the hand towel dispensers.
They don't.
They don't. That's the problem with them.
No,
But no,
that is the
I very
problem.
much enjoyed. I mean, there's a couple of games that I would immediately sit down and talk to. RuneScape, we've already taken one from RuneScape. I took a sponsorship from the RuneScape mobile
Oh, I wish
client.
they'd reach out to me.
It's good. If they reach out to me next time, I'll throw them your way because I know
please.
we all play RuneScape. Elder Scrolls Online, I think, is pretty good. People hate the combat. It's a solid game.
I couldn't get into it because of the combat, so I feel you on that one.
The combat's floaty. The combat is it's very much a dividing thing, and I think a lot of people don't like how it's level scaled, and I've got my issues with level scaling as well. But
Yeah.
if you
I think I know why it feels so floaty.
Tell
Because
me.
it had to work for console as well. It was
Yeah.
built with console, cross-platform in mind.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
But
Elder Scrolls Online's strength is its exploration. If you treat it
Yes.
as a journey, as like an adventure game, if you log on, you equip your armor because it's level scaled, so you can pretty much beat any of the overworld enemies with almost any build, apart from the really tough kind of world boss elite things. But if you just log on and play it as like a casual adventure game and you're not trying to be top of the world, best in the world, Elder Scrolls Online's really nice. Like, I really enjoy it as a game. I love the fact as well that it's got crafting, but you've got these special crafting stations hidden around the world, and the only way to craft set items is to craft them at that station.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
It's really cool. So, if you're like a thief and you want like armor that gives you extra stealth bonus, there'll be a special stealth crafting station hidden in the mountains somewhere, and you've got to journey to it and make it there. I think I like that. I think Final
That's
Fantasy
really cool.
It is.
I do like that.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Final Fantasy 14, I would definitely work with if they wanted me. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Have you played much FF14 yet?
I played it with my ex a while back, and it was, I don't know, it just didn't feel, it felt too anime for me.
That's a
And I know that sounds really dumb because the game is very obviously not anime inspired, but influenced.
No, that's fair. That's
And for me, it was just very, I don't know, like I'm running into battle, I've got a half-naked cat girl flying over my head, which I haven't got a problem with.
No, everyone
but
does that.
But then I'm not looking at the DPS I'm doing, so,
Exactly, you're looking at the cat girl.
I
think it's weird because when we like something, everyone assumes that we're just being a shill for it and saying it because we're being paid to say it. And when we dislike something, everyone just assumes that we're hating something
Yeah.
for the sake of hating it. Like, we're allowed to like things because we genuinely like them and dislike things because we have reasons to dislike them.
Yeah, I mean, look at it like this. We both said when New World came out that we were both excited for it, both really loved it.
Yeah.
And then later on, we find flaws with it and we tell people there are flaws with it. And those same people that, saw our first videos are going, oh, you're just hating on it. Why'd you have to hate on it?
Speaking of New
And
World,
yeah.
they've made some improvements recently. They have, genuinely. They've actually...
Yeah, they have.
The communication...
Well, I've been told anyway, they've made improvements.
The communication with the player base has improved. And they took the... Because after the video came out that we talked about the auction house trick, they took the auction house offline. They took trading offline. Unfortunately, doing this did create another gold duplication bug, didn't it?
I couldn't believe that. I just... When I saw that, I was like, am I surprised?
Yeah.
I'm not.
So what happened is they took trading offline in New World to work out all the bugs and all the glitches and all the abuse and stuff like that. But this means that one player could not transfer gold to anyone or anything else. So if you owned a company and you went to your kind of company roster and you decided to build something in town, like upgrade a crafting station, you would click upgrade and it would try to send 100,000 gold coins to the upgrade process because it cost that much. But it didn't send them because trading was turned off. But what it then did is it thought there was a problem, so it refunded them.
Yeah.
So you got 100,000 gold coins back. But what they've done now is they've actually started making progress. They've started fixing things. There's been a good announcement. There's been some good updates. There's been some good fixes. They've done okay.
Yeah. I mean, have you heard about the additional issues that have spawned up after?
No, tell me more.
You know the theory I had on crafting? How you could dupe stuff?
Oh, if you made it lag at the right time.
Yeah, they found out that you could craft an item, get given the item, get given the XP, and it wouldn't take the materials.
Okay.
Same for anything else that has a delay.
How are they going to fix that?
They're just running around like putting,
is that
duct tape over holes in a ship.
Is that a really deep mechanical problem?
It is, because this is the issue. It's doing that client-server handshake on everything. If it takes something off you and gives you something, it has to do the client-server handshake on literally everything.
So
but it seems that they can't do that in one fell swoop and remove it as a whole thing. They seem to be doing it on a basis-by-basis thing.
Okay, so they're giving the client a lot of, not full authority, but a lot of power over what it sees and receives and sends and does.
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is where I'm kind of at I'm kind of in a more difficult situation now, because have you ever had it where you've seen someone or something or a company or a person and they've done something bad? They've done something very bad and everyone says, do better, be better, improve. You need to improve. And then that company or that person actually tries to improve. If they do that, a lot of people like to turn around and say to them, yeah, well, I know you're improving, but don't forget that you did this. Don't forget this. And I think that's really unfair. It
is.
If someone tries to improve something and you can see them making active effort to improve, it's almost like reinforcing the behaviour when you see a child do something positive. You want to actually reinforce the behaviour you want to see. So when a company like Amazon and New World turn around and say, hey, we've not fixed everything, but we've actually made these steps, we've made this progress, we need to appreciate that. It's not much, but we need to appreciate what they've done.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people do appreciate what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But did you read their big post, though? Their post made me laugh.
Oh, the long one about the not being client-side authoritative.
No, their new one.
Oh, it's a new one.
That's about their, realising our issues and stuff. And they've tried to put out this big, basically excuses for how these issues happened. But it really made me laugh because it read like a skit from Little Britain.
Oh, God.
Like, genuinely, when they say, what was the word? And if it was something like, we promptly fixed a duplication and in the process inadvertently caused another accidental. But it was like that, I was driving down to Durham and I was talking to the so-and-so's wife and accidentally slipped into her. Yeah. And it's just like, and the affair just happened. It's like, that's what I was reading it like. It was amazing. It's so funny to read. It's basically them saying, we made a mistake. However, it wasn't our fault because... But for everything, they have to justify everything. I'm like, no, but that was your fault. Yeah. So you released it in that state.
They're like, this happened, so we did this to fix it. But in fixing it, we also made this happen. I'm like, well, just Just slowly fix things. Fix things slowly, Amazon. I mean, people in the chat are saying we wouldn't have had Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn unless they blew it up and started again.
Yep.
I think if they blew it up and started again, New World could be great.
I think it could.
Because the art team, stellar.
And the sound team.
Oh, God,
incredible.
the art and the sound team have just done such a good job on that whole thing. Everyone knows the art and the sound is good.
Yeah.
But they might need to just blow it up. They might need to. Which
I genuinely think it's... And they've got the other issue as well. It's the case of there's no content.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's
The end
literally
game
no content.
The end game is very, very, very bland.
If you read through their forums, it's people saying, I've got a war at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what's happening.
I log in at 8 p.m. for a war that could go until like 11 p.m. and that's it.
Now, again, I don't want to say that I told you so to a lot of people, but I've told people repeatedly, PvP-focused MMOs don't often survive. Because there's just not enough content in the game that's given to players. Player-driven content is fine, but as soon as you start to lose players, you realise that player-driven content, not many players actually drive the content. It's almost like a Dungeons and Dragons game with no DM. You've got lots of people there who want to do something, and no one who's making any of the things happen.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. And the reason PvP MMOs die out is because nobody wants... what's the word? Nobody wants to fight unless there's a reason to fight. And the reason to fight can't be to fight.
Yep, it's a self-sustaining cycle.
World of Warcraft World PvP was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It was never ending. It was constantly going on everywhere on the PvP worlds. Mm-hmm. Why? Not because PvP was PvP, because you were fighting over something.
Yeah.
You were fighting over a mob farming area that you wanted for your faction. You know, because you then want to gear up more. There has to be something more.
There's there needs to be an incentive. There needs to be, and ironically, it's often a PvE incentive to do PvP. It's items, it's armor, it's equipment, it's fashion, it's customization, it's an area that you can do something in. If you kill a player and then next turn they kill you and then you kill them and then they kill you, that's only fun if the gameplay itself is fun. Yeah. This is kind of like Unreal Tournament. I love Unreal Tournament. I love just shooting people for the sake of shooting people. It's great. Mm-hmm. But I don't do it every single day because it will get a bit boring.
Yeah. And you can't just have the gear treadmill be a thing because PvP is an uncapped thing. You can do as much of it as you want, right? Mm. So you can't have the gear treadmill because that will expire really quickly.
Yep.
Me and you could go and blast out the entire thing in like 2 days if there was a gear treadmill. Mm-hmm. But that's just why it doesn't work.
It's a shame. I think that if they sat down and they wrote a story and they wrote a couple of quests, you'd only need 7 or 8 epic quests in the game that take you from area to area, place to place,
quest lines.
A huge quest line to go all the way through. That'd be great. That would follow it. So what you've done there is we've got a couple of things I want to talk about today. And they are Manscaped, the Dodgy contract that I was sent, and then the best purchase that's ever been made.
Just to clarify to everyone, the Dodgy contract wasn't from Manscaped.
No, Manscaped has been fine. Well, to a degree so far. The product's been good.
Let's put it that way. The product's been really good.
We've got to defend the product, just not the actual campaign. So let's just ask you a simple question. Mm-hmm. What's the best thing you've ever bought?
See, I thought about this when you asked me earlier, and
I think I've still got mine somewhere.
Okay, yours is a handheld size thing.
Yeah, it's an actual physical thing.
See,
might be in the
mine's going to be really obvious to everyone. Everyone's just going to be like, "Oh, we saw that one coming, Cal."
Okay.
3D printer. Hands down, a 3D printer.
That's fair.
The amount of things that it has saved me buying. Let's just say this: this 3D printer was £780 as a kit. Oof. I have saved quadruple that easily. In fact, this project that I was telling you about today with the monitor, I had to print like this new motherboard tray to have everything housed. Oh, wow. You're living the life, you are.
I am living the life. I've got a cup of tea brought to me in a colour-changing Skyrim mug.
And I'm just sat here drinking Malibu and cola pre-mixed.
You are clearly living it as well. Thank you for that.
I am.
There's a dog. Hang on. Hang on. Piper, come on then. Come on. Yeah, well done. Good jump. Sorry, Cal, I'm not stealing your thunder.
No, it's okay. I want to see a bit of Piper too.
There we go. Piper's just popped in to say hello. For anyone new to the stream, this is Piper. Piper has a thing about cleaning me, but she seems to have not been too bothered about. Oh, now she's just fallen asleep.
Oh,
Okay, she's
all
just jumped
tuckered
up.
out.
Yep, it's been a long day for her, so she's just instantly jumped up and fallen asleep on my shoulder. So, sorry, Cow, carry on. The best thing you'd ever bought, 3D printer.
Yeah, 3D printer. So, like, this thing I was doing today, I needed a good way to, like, hold all the motherboards and stuff without gluing them to the back of the monitor.
Okay.
The back of the back of the LCD panel, it got like 4 little screw holes. So I 3D printed something, lines up with it, and you can press fit all the the motherboards into it and the Raspberry Pi and that, and just have it nicely laid out.
Oh, sweet.
Doing stuff like that, stuff that you literally couldn't get elsewhere because they don't exist.
It's
but
not
you'd
like
end
you
up
could have
spending more.
Yeah, it's not like you could have paid a company to make that because it would have cost you, hundreds of pounds for the custom.
Yeah, the tooling and stuff.
custom
Yeah,
mold
it would
plastic.
be insane. Like it would be thousands just to get one made. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. But yeah, stuff like that, and anything that needs repairing around the house where, like, oh my god, my favourite. Our dishwasher had a clip in it that broke. And this
Okay.
clip was like a really small thing.
Yeah,
It was going to be 60 quid to get all 4 of them.
thank you.
And I was like, I'll just 3D print it. Just 3D printed it, and that saved me 60 quid there.
My girlfriend's asked the same thing. She's wanted some shower hooks from IKEA. You can get like these little things that, because we've got, when you've got your shower in the corner and you've got like a little plastic tray that kind of fits in the corner of the bathroom
Yes.
room, and then underneath it there's things that you're meant to like hook on and hang from it.
Yeah.
You can just print those off. So I need
Yeah.
to just print some stuff off that I can hook on and just like hang floofers and soap and
Yeah.
stuff from that. Warhammer terrain. Oh my god, Warhammer terrain. Yes.
I've
People
done
are
that,
mad.
and it's amazing.
Yeah. The best Warhammer terrain I ever made, by the way, was from the sprues of the Warhammer models. I'll see if I can find them. So I've got my terrain thing around here somewhere. But I cut all the sprues into little tiny bricks, and then I glued it into an actual wall.
Oh,
it looks
no, that's awesome.
Hang on, I think I've got it here somewhere, but it might be behind my computer. I have stupidly decided to put my PC in the way of a lot of the stuff. So
I've done the same, but
grab
while
it
you
next
try
time.
and find that, little things like this. I've got a lot of PC components just strewn around, and buying, the manufacturer RAM trays that they'll obviously ship all their big modules out in.
Oh yeah.
Like they're like
Dude.
£25.
Seriously,
I printed that in an hour and a half.
mate.
And in plastic, probably cost like 60 pence.
Yeah, that's what you need. I mean,
Yeah.
I've already got printed off Warhammer models. I printed almost an entire Tyranid army off that I've got up there. It's done really well. It's done really, really good.
Yeah, I can't wait to print some bigger like Warhammer stuff. I don't
Yeah.
play it myself. I like painting them.
So,
Yeah, but
well, when we have some free time, we'll
that's
sit down and we'll have a
monster.
game together, because it is fun.
Oh, yeah.
Warhammer 40k is fun when you play it with someone else who wants to have fun. If you play it with someone who wants to win, it's really boring. Because they
Yeah.
sit there with the rule book the entire time working out exact numbers.
Strategizing instead of just having a laugh.
Exactly. So, if I'm playing Warhammer and someone blows up my tank, and I say, okay, do you want the tank to be blown up, or do you want the tank to flip over so I can use it as cover? A few of my dudes are in the building. Are they all in the building? Hey, your guy's up on that building. Let's give him an extra 2 or 3 inches worth of sight because he can shoot further.
Yeah.
Just make stuff up. Make rules
It's about
up.
the role playing, not
It
the
is. It is. Make stuff
Not
up that makes
the
the game more fun.
mathematical rules. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to win, you just turn up with a load of super overpowered orc motorbikes. But if you want to have fun, turn up with your own random army and just make some rules up for it.
Yeah, just bring like Jabba the Hutt in or something.
Yeah.
Sub him in.
Yeah, do it. I would say the best thing I've ever bought was when I was about, this is going back like 16, 17 years now, and this shows you the quality of it. I bought a red Victorinox Swiss Army knife. One of
Okay.
the classic ones. You got the blade, you got the little tiny saw, you got the pair of scissors, you got the screwdriver, you got the bottle opener, you got all that stuff.
Tweezers.
Yeah,
a
all
lot.
that has stayed with me for like 17, 18 years.
Really?
It is the best thing I ever spent money on. It is just
Okay.
so good. I spent like 25 quid about 18 years ago. Still here. Still working. Still great.
That's actually my second one would actually be. You'll probably laugh at this again. A 3D pen.
Oh, the ones in the actual air.
Yeah, I tell you what, I have fixed so many things with that.
With the 3D
This
pen.
summer, we broke our lawnmower because I accidentally trod backwards onto it and split the shell, like the top shell, and I was
Hang
like,
on.
I'm in
Hang on.
this shit.
We broke our lawnmower when I stepped backwards onto it. Cal,
Yeah.
you broke your lawnmower.
No, look, it's all about togetherness, You broke it together.
It's all about teamwork.
It's all about teamwork. Yeah, someone scared me and I stepped back onto it.
I see. So it was definitely their fault.
It was, but 3D pen, literally just melt the back of the thing and just seal it.
And it worked. It fixed it.
And it's completely fixed. It's fine.
See? And I think what it is when we, and this is going somewhere, to all the viewers, don't worry, this is going somewhere.
Yeah.
If you and me have stuff that we genuinely think is useful, we want to tell people without being paid. Like,
Yes.
I will happily endorse this because it's good and I've got personal experience. You will say 3D printers are a good thing. You'll say 3D pens are a good thing because you've got experience with them. They've actually gone for that.
Yeah.
This is how I want to segue this into being more of a YouTube thing, and I want everyone's opinion on this, because it's very important that I'm being honest with you, and I know that, Cal, you think this is the same as well. YouTubers and influencers, I hate the word, but it's the one that applies, have trust with the audience. You build up trust. People look at you, they trust you. Companies see you having that trust, and so they give you money, or they give me money, or they give us money, and say, hey, tell people our product's good. That's what they want. They're buying our legitimacy. That's what it effectively is. But they're buying the legitimacy. But I've always turned around to companies and said, you can pay me, but you're paying me for my time. You're not paying me for my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, I will
Absolutely.
happily, I'll look at your product, I'll play your game, and then I'll tell people what I honestly, genuinely think. Because if a company pays me and I say something that people can tell is a lie, all of my trust immediately gone.
Yeah.
Destroyed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason that you and me have got fans is because we're being honest. And the moment we stop being honest, we stop deserving fans.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's the way that I see it personally.
Yeah, and me. It's like you said before, it's a currency, isn't it?
Yeah,
Trust?
it's a currency. It's absolutely a currency. And
very hard to gain it, very easy to lose it.
Oh, absolutely. So I've got a couple of contracts I want to talk about soon, but the thing that I think this affects you and me is, and this is quite an interesting situation, is the Manscaped sponsorship. This is not a plug, don't worry. It kind of is and it kind of isn't. Manscaped contacted Cal, and they said, hey, we're going to send you a razor and stuff, and a load of boxes. And I've still got the box, and the box is really good, to be fair.
Yeah,
and,
I've used it to keep it in as well. It's just really good.
Yeah, it's a genuinely decent piece of kit. And then they said, hey, we're going to give you a code. And the code was Tangent, wasn't it?
Yeah. The code was Tangent.
Based on the Tangent Tavern. But then you got a message from them. Tell us what happened with that, Cal.
Okay, so this is super weird. And it's a bit of a convoluted story, but I'll try and keep it concise.
Be convoluted, mate. We've got time.
Yeah, we'll off on a tangent, I guess. So I got sent an email from Manscaped, and they were like, hey, we realised your code has been leaked online, so we're deleting it and we'll give you a new one. Which, at first, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, but
it's not really leaked,
how's it leaked when it's publicly known?
We told everyone what it was. Like, it wasn't a secret.
Yeah, it wasn't a secret, and they were just like, yeah, we've deleted it. Here's your new code.
Okay.
I'm like, right. I was like, so do you know how many sales we got, that we influenced?
Yeah, I blame the viewers. I think there's someone in this chat right now that was twirling their long 1950s villain moustache that went straight on to, like, money saving expert or whatever, and just immediately typed in, guys, if you use Tangent, you get 20% off, and then it just ruined it. That's what it was. I'm going to blame. It's the viewers' fault, isn't it, Cal?
It is. It's the viewers. God forbid they should save people money.
How dare they? So what then happened?
Yeah. So I basically said to them, I was like, okay, so how many sales did we get before it got leaked? So it got leaked 4 days after the podcast, right?
To be fair, you make most of your sales in the first 24 hours for anything.
Right. Now, the thing is, we know that people went and bought based off of our last week's live stream.
Yeah.
So they then turn around to me and say, oh, we don't have any way to differentiate between your sales and after it was leaked. I was like, but you know the date it was leaked? And they're like, yes, we know the date it was leaked. I'm like, so how do you not know? I was like, clearly everything before that was from us, yeah? And they're like, yeah.
All right, so
we don't know what is.
So they don't know what's going to happen. So what was their solution, Cal, to this? Because as far as I see, the customer, the viewer, hasn't had anything go wrong yet. I mean, the code Tangent still worked for a bit, and then they took it off, and then they gave us another thing, didn't they?
Yeah, so after that, how did it go after that? After that, I said, I was like, okay, but what's to stop this happening again?
Yeah, if you give us another code, it's going to get leaked.
You can't leak a code. The code's out there. We're trying to drive sales for something that we actually like.
Yeah.
with a code that you've given us in return as a thank you.
Yeah.
So if this keeps happening on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, that this code keeps getting leaked, which it will because it's public.
That's how things work.
How do you track the success of a campaign that you've asked us to do?
If anything, it was too successful.
Yeah, it was too successful. It's bizarre because if they do eventually decide that they want to pay us as a sponsor, which we'd have been happy to do.
We haven't been paid for this, by the way. They just sent us a free razor and said, if it's good, say it's good. And yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. So if we did get offered payment for this sponsorship, we'd both. I haven't asked you, but I think we'd agree that we'd take it because we both like the product.
Yeah, seems good so far.
Yeah, but how do you track the success of your advertiser if you keep nuking an advertisement because it's doing too well?
So they gave you another code, and this isn't a sponsorship, this is just us telling you what's actually happened. They gave us the code Tangent 20, which I think should work. I know that one of you is already leaking it. Like, someone is already going straight to Money Saving Expert and just instantly putting it in. Yeah. So they gave us the other code, Tangent 20, but then didn't they say to you, hey, could we, start the campaign again from zero? Could you do another big segment?
So it was basically supposed to be a 4-week trial before they offer us a sum. So they can work out kind of like what we're worth paying, I guess, based off our influence. So, yeah, they were like, can we restart the trial? No. And here's the thing, we can't say no because they don't have any data for how successful we were in the first week. Which, the first week is when you get most of your stuff. So
that's rubbish, because anyone in the chat that's bought one last week. If we started again, they're not going to buy it again. You're not going to buy the same thing twice,
the thing is, I know at least 6 people that have told me that they've bought it and sent me like it's on its way and that, or said to me, hey, it's arrived, it's really good, actually.
Yeah.
So it's like...
So the situation that we're in right now is a really interesting one, because the product, as in like I've still got the box next to me.
Yeah, I've got it knocking around.
The product,
where even is it?
As in like the actual thing, is really good. But
yeah, and the bag and everything, it's
the bag was nice.
Really high quality stuff.
But the advertising campaign
makes no sense.
It's bollocks.
It's shit.
It's like,
bullshit.
Hey, can we just start again without taking into account any of the other stuff? And you know what my honest answer is? My only focus is the viewers. Now, I don't care about the company. I care about the viewers getting the honest truth. And if the viewers are getting a really good deal on stuff, cool.
That's great.
Okay, I'm not going to bend over backwards to make a company happy. I'll just say what's true for the viewers. So we're in this weird situation now where we kind of want to say yes to working with Manscaped again, but we're also curious that this is going to happen again. So it's like, this is an ad, right? No, it's not. No, Scale, this is us telling you the truth behind an ad.
Yeah.
Because I've got another even more complicated contract thing coming up for you in a second. Mate, I've got some crazy stuff coming up for you soon. Absolute rabbit hole. But yeah, so it's like, and this is another danger. If we ever want to talk about a product that has sponsored us, how do we talk about it honestly without people going, oh, it's just an advert? No, it's not. It's us telling you the truth about how it works behind the scenes. It's like good product, bad campaign.
And here's the thing as well that we need to think about. This isn't necessarily Manscaped. That's the issue. This is the intermediary between them and us.
Yeah, that's
their campaign. What do they call them? Campaign organisers or something. So it's an advertising company that they've paid.
Grab a VIP for so fine. Someone's just got a VIP. Yeah, because the actual companies don't work directly with us. So you have a company that makes something. Is this sponsored by Adblocker? Guys, you want to use Adblocker, you go for it. Okay? The companies go to third-party ad agencies, and the ad agencies come to us because the companies don't want to bother dealing with any of the YouTubers or the influencers or whatever. And it normally happens like this. The ad agency will go to a YouTuber and say, hey, would you do this campaign? We'll pay you £1,000. And the YouTuber will go, yeah, £1,000, that's great. And then the ad agency will go back to the original company and say, hey, we've got that YouTuber on board, but they're demanding £2,000. And the company will go, that's understandable. Here you go. And then the ad agency comes back and goes, yep, here's your £1,000. They just skim that £1,000 for them. That's how it works. That's exactly how it works.
And it's, we're okay with that because this is less work for us. Because here's the thing. we get so many people reach out to sponsor us and
Every
stuff, don't
day.
we? Like, and here's something, right? If you ever wanted to make a quick payday, me and Josh could disappear to the Bahamas tomorrow.
Oh god, yeah.
Like, we're talking like 70, 80k in a week we could do with the sheer amount that we get.
If I accepted every single ad, I would just put out a video a day for the next month. I would just absolutely tank my my audience respect. I would just absolutely destroy it. I would throw it away, and I would run away with 100k.
Yeah, easily. I
don't want to do that.
No. I mean, most of the ones I get are crypto as well.
Oh, God, mate.
It's insane. NFT games.
If they get you with crypto, they're going to put your face everywhere because you're one of the voices speaking out against it. And this is what I discovered in the contract that I got. This was the danger. Because I read contracts. I read the whole thing. I will sit there with a cup of tea and a scone. I'll make it my bedtime reading. 30 pages, I don't care.
Wingback armchair.
Hey, big wingback armchair, fires roaring, dogs on the floor chilling out. I've got my glass of whiskey. I'm just going through all 30 pages of this contract. The whole thing. They're like, I don't care how much it's for. £1, £10, £100, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. So I got contacted by an advertising agency recently saying, hey, we want you to play this game, say it's good. And I responded going, I don't have that game. I don't know if it's good. You're going to have to get me a copy of the game and then let me play it and see if it's good. And if it's shit, and this is the really important thing, I'm going to say it's shit.
Yeah.
So they went, that's fair. Here's a copy of the game. Play through the game. And we'll see what's going on. Now, the game is not actually necessarily connected to the advertising agency. The game is separate. And the game was the Naraka Blade Point game. It's like a martial arts style battle royale game. Imagine Apex Legends, but with
nunchucks.
Yeah, with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's martial arts, 100 battle royale, but there's also a 16-person mode now, which I really, really like. Instead of having 100 people where you just die and then you're out of it, it's a 10-minute long instant respawn with 16 people, and you start with every weapon and every skill maxed, and it's just most kills in 10 minutes wins.
Just carnage.
Go. And that's freaking brilliant. Because that reminds me of
fun.
that reminds me of the Unreal Tournament days. Where you just join in and everyone just goes killing each other for everyone. I love that. It was a great thing. So I played it for a bit, and classic deathmatch. People in the thing are saying classic deathmatch. I loved that. I enjoyed the free-for-all deathmatch. And then I got the contract through. And this contract was for a lot of money. Like a lot. Look, this is like the most I would have been paid to advertise anything. And I went through the contract and I thought, why are you getting me? I mean, this isn't like an MMO. You and Mikael were MMO guys. You know a lot about crypto, you're a developer, I know about game design, but why are you getting me? This isn't an MMO. And the game is good. But I read the contract. The contract had a stipulation halfway through that says not only this campaign for this game, but they would be able to use my likeness, name, voice for the next 3 months on any project.
That's absurd.
Yeah. And then I was actually prevented for the next 6 months from saying anything negative about any of their clients' products.
How can they even get away with that?
And then I realised it wasn't about Naraka Blade Point at all. Game was irrelevant. Game doesn't matter at all. It's not about paying me to advertise a game. It's about paying me to get me to sign a contract without looking at the contract because it was a lot of money, and then using my likeness, my name, my approval for anything they like. If I signed that contract, you would see me doing adverts for... it wouldn't be me. They would just, copy and paste me. The game is not involved with the advertising agency.
Yeah,
the game
the hook
is good. I actually enjoyed the game. I would have happily made a video saying this was a good game. The problem is the advertising agency wanted way more of me, and I wasn't happy with that. The game was the worm, the bait to grab me. The game was great. I enjoyed it. But when I read, hey, we're going to use your name, your likeness, your everything for the next 3 months, It's
No, that's wrong.
It's not like they would have had me make a new advert. They wouldn't have come to me and said, "Hey, Josh, we need to make an advert for XYZ crappy mobile MMO." What they would have done is they would have had banner adverts on websites with the game and then my face or my name or my approval underneath it, and I would have signed away that. I wouldn't have had any legal discourse to come back against them. I would effectively be giving them 3 months to do whatever they wanted with my name and image and reputation.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, you'd really have shot yourself in the foot, because you can't even come out on social media and say, hey, this game that I'm being used as advertising for, I don't like. I think it's shit.
They'd have 6 months.
Because you've just signed to say you wouldn't say anything
They
negative.
would have 6 months control over me. That is ridiculous.
That is such a snaky contract.
I'm not happy with a company having 3 minutes control over me, never mind 3 months. You want me to make one video for a one-time payment to have one opinion? Cool, I'll do that. I'm not giving you the right to use my name to say whatever you want. That sucks.
I actually can't believe that that's a business practice.
Yeah, so I read through the whole contract and I emailed the guys back and I'm like, this is not cool. And they replied saying, that's okay, it's not a problem. What we'll do is we will take out the clause that it's 3 months and we will replace it with for as long as the advertising campaign runs for. And I thought, that's not any better.
No,
because if this advertising campaign is running for 3 weeks, you're still allowed to do whatever you want with the name Josh Strife Hayes for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is not cool. Not cool at all. It's effectively a way of
insane.
It's an advertising company buying. They weren't looking for a sponsorship for Naraka, because that's actually quite a good game. They were looking to just buy me. That's what it was. Because imagine if an advertising agency legally had the right to do whatever they wanted with my name for 3 months.
I'd have a field day.
How many companies do you think would be coming to them and saying, "Hey, sell us the rights to say Josh Strife Hayes says this is a good game"?
I actually can't believe that.
Yeah, it sucks.
If I was them, right, and you'd messaged me back about that contract, I would have run for the hills.
Yeah, I'm really not bothered about it. I'm really not bothered about taking it. When I first got the email, I was saying to my partner, I don't feel comfortable with this. I really don't feel super comfortable with this. There's something off. There's something wrong. And I sat and I played the game and I thought, yeah, the game's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. But I don't feel comfortable with this whole setup. And now I think I know why. I really think I think the same thing happened to the Lazy Peon a couple of years ago. Not the same company, not the same game, but I'm pretty sure the Lazy Peon signed to do an advert for a game that he genuinely liked.
Yeah.
But it turns out that in his contract was, we can now use your image, your name, your words for any other game we want. And that's why he was just advertising everything. He didn't want to. But this tanked his reputation, which was a real shame, because the guy is genuine.
I remember something about this.
Yeah.
I remember something being said about that.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is. It's absolutely crazy, man. So when I got this contract through, I just thought, no, I'm not doing it. Yeah, there are loads of snarky deals like that. When I've got this meeting, MMO Byte, same thing happened with MMO Byte. How is that legal? People are saying in the chat, because unfortunately, if you sign a contract and they sign a contract, you've agreed to it. You're not breaking the law, you just agreed to it.
I think definitely misleading.
Oh god, yeah, it's designed to be.
Incredibly.
Yeah, it's absolutely designed to be. It is, yeah. It is ridiculous. To be fair, Lazy Peon has got a lovely house in Thailand. I don't know if you've seen his...
I've seen. I was watching him doing a bit of Thai boxing there.
Yeah, man. Oh, the dude is getting fit. The dude's getting hench.
He is.
You know, he's working hard.
You would get hench moving from one end to the other of the bloody...
Yeah,
what do you mean, a villa?
Is it a mansion or a villa? It's probably a villa, isn't it? Yeah. If any of you guys have seen the... to be fair, the cost of living over in Thailand is a lot lower. It's a lot... mate, I know that if you're here for gaming news, this might get a little bit weird for a second, but I think we need to talk about this. House prices in the UK are bullshit.
Mate, I have had this problem this week. Another part of my week was looking for nearby homes.
Mm-hmm.
I found a 2-bedroom attached with no garden, 145k, and that's a good price.
Yeah.
For that, and that's still bullshit.
You know what I did? I decided to have a look at how much you could get. Because one day, I always wanted to be an actor. Live in London. London was the big one. You live in London, you be an actor, that's how it works. House prices in London are bollocks.
Mate, I know.
A 1-bedroom flat in London, or a 2-bedroom flat in London, is going to cost you about £500,000.
With a shared kitchen as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Like you're talking...
You've got a communal bathroom.
You're talking 500k. It's insane. You want I found you could get a detached house in like the outskirts of Birmingham for like 450k.
Disgusting.
0.4 million. And then what I decided to do was I thought, you know what, let's just have a look at some other countries. 500k is going to get you a flat in London. You know what it will get you in France?
Mate, you'd have a villa, 13 miles of
I
land.
looked into it. You can get a 9-bedroom mansion with a pool.
Yeah.
For £500,000 in France.
And nobody around you
No one around. You're in the middle of nowhere. It's
insane.
I mean, Paris, no, not Paris, but in the middle of like nowhere. Germany, middle of nowhere. You get yourself a 3-bedroom mansion, a 3-story mansion with like 10 bedrooms.
Yeah.
It's insane.
When I was living in Sweden, it was the same. I was looking at house prices around there, and it was like, what, 60k to get like a 4-bedroom house?
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely
You'd be paying
ridiculous.
$1 million for that here.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, go on to any French estate agent. Go on to Rightmove if you're in the UK and have a look at house prices in or around London. Then go and have a look at house prices in like LA and California, just as expensive. Then go and look in the middle of the French countryside. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you wouldn't have any internet. I mean, you need to sort that out, and getting Uber Eats might be difficult.
Yeah, but internet's sorted now because you've got Starlink, haven't you? You can have that anywhere.
Oh, yeah, that'll work. That'll definitely work.
Problem solved.
But no, I was looking into house prices in the UK. I mean, we're not planning on moving anytime soon, but I was just looking into it, and I thought that is ridiculous. If I ever have the money and I want to buy like a 9-bedroom mansion in France, just come and live with me, Cal.
Yeah, we've actually we came up with a solution with me and my friends because we were looking at buying a house together and then renting it out while we travel and stuff.
Oh, well, that's a good idea. A lot of people do that.
That's a good idea. However, we realised that if we get 6 other people in, pyramid scheme style, get 7 of us together, we can buy a mansion that's 11 bedrooms, and it will cost us each about $240 a month.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, us all getting a mortgage together is going to be a bit of an issue. That's the only real hurdle.
The bank might be a little bit worried when like 6 of you just traipse in and sit down, and the bank's like, "Have you all got good credit?" And you're like, "Oh no," and they're like,
"No, together though."
Yeah, you've all got stable jobs. I'm a YouTuber.
We've got Megazord credits combined.
It is. It's like a Power Ranger attempt to get a loan. Yeah. Like individually, everything sucks. But when you combine, can you all walk in wearing like a really big trench coat? You all sit down. Each other. Yeah, that's what it is.
Just
and they're like,
under the doors.
Exactly. You're like, my credit score is 6,000. They're like, it only goes up to 1,000. I'm like, yeah, but there's 10 of us. So
yeah, it's still
combined,
shit between us.
It all works together.
With our finances combined.
Right. That's what it is. That's the bank that I would start. But no, I mean, someone just said in the chat, living with 6 other gamers sounds like a nightmare. It'd be great. They'd never leave their rooms.
Yeah,
as long as they live there. Yeah, as long as the kitchen's stocked, it's not a problem. You'd have to be sponsored by a deodorant company, though, wouldn't you?
Oh,
we would definitely have to make sure we're sponsored by a deodorant company.
You need to throw like a Lynx grenade through the window daily or something.
Have you heard when a couple of friends of mine worked in an office and they used to do the Febreze grenade, which is where you take a Febreze can, you wrap a zip tie around the little trigger, you pull it and then you throw, and it can't stop. So you just Febreze. Completely Febreze someone's cubicle. It's one of the best ways when someone stinks. You just Febreze bomb them.
We did that. We did that with something else. It wasn't Febreze that we used. I think it was. I think it was Lynx.
Yeah,
we'd done it with one of the ties around the top, pulled it, threw it, and it rolled like nozzle down, and we burnt a hole in the carpet just from spraying. I don't know how. I don't know what happened. We got it was like we dropped a cigarette on the carpet.
It's because the amount of chemicals in it. You're not meant to. It's the amount of chemicals in it. You're not meant to spray it on one place.
Well, we know that now.
Someone in the chat is saying, Josh Chartre's cooked. We'll talk about food in a second because Cal, have you ever used Gusto or like HelloFresh?
No, but I really wanted to. It's the same as Blue Apron, isn't it?
Mate, shit's brilliant. All right.
I really wanted to
Not
try it.
sponsored, genuinely really good. I've been cooking preset meals. I'm not going to say any of the names anymore because I don't want you guys to think that I'm advertising for them. But anyone that... it's like a service where you order a set amount of meals and they bring you all the ingredients and they bring you all the food. It's not an ad. It's just what I've been doing for the last couple of days. And you get these little cards that show you what you need for the ingredients, and it just takes you through step-by-step cooking it. It's really nice.
Yeah, I've always wanted to give that a go.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the cheapest thing in the world to do.
No.
But it is nice. It's only cheap when you can get the referral codes. Like, if you get the referral codes, you get like a half price.
Which, by the way, here's our referral code.
I wish I had one. I genuinely, if I had one, I would give a referral code out right now.
Oh, yeah.
If I did, I would straight away do it.
We need to get them to sponsor us now.
Yeah. I've still tried to contact Huel and get them to sponsor me, because Huel is nice. The Huel mac and cheese is lovely. But
every time you say Huel, I just think of the big black guy from from Breaking Bad.
Oh,
you know,
God.
the big bouncer
Huel.
Huel.
Yes, yeah.
That's all I can ever picture, just big boy Huel.
My partner doesn't like Breaking Bad. I know, that was the face I made, Cal. That was the face I made.
You know what I think you need?
I made her watch the first, 3 or 4 episodes, and
you need a new partner.
I know. I made her watch the first 3 or 4 episodes, and she's like, who's the hero? And I'm like, that's the good part.
There isn't grey characters, that's the point.
There isn't a hero. No one's right in this show. You just watch people being, various levels of wrong. And that's what I liked. Yeah, that's what I liked a lot about it.
I'm disappointed in her now. She's really gone down in my
book. To be fair, she made me a cup of tea in a Skyrim mug, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone is terrible. That's true. Everyone is terrible. So, Cal, when are we selling merchandise? Because that's the next logical step. What we need to do.
Someone actually said this to me. They were like, "I really want Cal and Josh merch, like Tangent Tavern merch," and I was like, "Don't know whether to be mortified or
impressed."
Impressed. I think impressed is the way to go.
Equal levels of both.
Yeah. I think we could really do some crazy stuff with merch.
Sell NFTs of the merch. I'd sell little pins, little Tangent Tavern pins. That'd be kind of cool. I'd wear one of those. That's the limit. That's all I've thought of. That's literally the limit.
We'd have to do Tangent Tavern roll out beer mats.
Yes. Oh, we could make it
mouse mats, beer mouse mats.
Oh my God. It pub themed. Little beer mats, little square beer mats. Mate, square beer mats that look like shit NFTs. Of you and me wearing, looking to the side, wearing a hat, and then with a beard, and then like a crazy face thing.
Here's what we do, right? When you get this beer mat, it's just a perfect square, right? With an engraved QR code on it. When you scan it, it'll take you to the OpenSea listing of an actual beer mat NFT. So you buy the physical thing that will then allow you to buy the digital one that's real.
I like the idea of this.
Remember, add lots of layers to it to make it more confusing so people don't realise they're being bent over a bar stool.
What if, instead of selling one beer mat, we actually start with a huge bit of fabric that beer mats are cut out of, and we sell tiles from this beer mat grid? And as people buy them, we just stamp them out and send them with numbers on them.
We could do that. In fact, did you hear that it's confirmed... NF, for fuck's sake. It's confirmed that Jagex is entering the metaverse.
Oh, fuck off.
No, they're not. They're not. I put something on Twitter.
Do you mean the second game they've got? The little idle game?
No. I'm joking. I said, I put on Twitter, that's it. I'm dividing my wall up into squares and I'm selling them off.
Yep.
And Mod Shogun was like, count me in.
Straight away.
Yeah, Mod Shogun wasn't messing about.
Oh, he's a good lad, Shogun. I enjoy him. He's a nice guy. Oh,
yeah,
he's a nice guy.
He's a good guy.
Guys in the chat, what do you think about... Because I got into the YouTube game to make videos because I wanted to share what I loved, which at the time was Neverwinter, Terra, Guild Wars 2, and now I'm just doing MMO stuff. And Cal, you were in because you wanted to expose Dreamworld.
Yeah, pretty much.
As our channels get bigger and bigger and bigger, advertisers look at us more and more, and they look at the legitimacy that we've got, and they want to buy it off us. What do you guys see our channels as being? Like, what is the point Is it just entertainment? Because if it's just entertainment, we can just take adverts. But I think it's entertainment and integrity. That's what matters to me. What do your guys think?
Well, let's see. See if they've said anything. They've gone very quiet after the Tangent Tavern NFTs.
Third monitor content. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much third monitor content. That's what it is.
At least they can watch both of our stuff at the same time, I guess.
They can.
Kira put a video out the other day on this kind of topic of changing, not changing pace on what he's doing, but more discussing that, because he got a lot of backlash about talking about NFTs, blockchain.
Kira's a good lad. Kira's doing really well recently.
He's doing really well.
I'm a big fan of Kira TV.
Oh, and me. I can't wait for us all to meet up.
Definitely.
Yeah. But the main thing he was on about is, he says, here's the thing, NFTs and blockchain games are here to stay, whether we like them or not.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely true. The reason we've all started to cover them more, I mean, you've never covered them, and now you've covered, what, like 3, maybe?
Without even meaning to.
Yeah, it's just because they're there. They are content, for better or worse. But the thing is, they're not all going to be scams.
No, some might be okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before,
yet, but
Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity, for all intents and purposes, is a game. Do you have to pay $300 to buy an axolotl to go and fight with? Absolutely. But you can do that, and you can play that game. You know, it does what it says. There's nothing scummy about it. It's a player-driven market, and that's why it's so expensive. Because lots of people are getting in. No one's getting out because they're enjoying it. So we're going to see a lot more NFT games. And this wraps around perfectly to... oh, God, is it Ubisoft and EA have made a public statement about this now, that they are moving full NFT and blockchain. They are full steam ahead.
Of course they are.
And this isn't just for, new upcoming titles, but... Well, put it this way, FIFA's 100% going blockchain.
FIFA hasn't even changed since, like, 2002.
And that's why it will work on the blockchain.
If you've got FIFA 97, you've got FIFA 98, which means you've got FIFA 99, which means you've got FIFA 2000. Who is still buying FIFA games, and why?
I don't know, but do you know that their turnover each year from the latest game alone, from just packs of players, is 3 to 6 billion on any given year.
FIFA,
and that is pure profit.
FIFA alone makes more money than World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
That makes me really sad. I don't even like World of Warcraft, and it makes me really sad.
Because you look at the time and effort and R&D put into it, and then you see what they're just shoveling the same shit with a different name. In fact, not even a different name, the same name.
Did you see when they actually got called out for doing this? Genuinely.
Yes.
Where it was the Wii version. I think it was the Wii version. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. They released FIFA 21 Legacy. That's what it was called. And it was on the Nintendo Wii. Or the Switch. Sorry, it was the Switch. It was the Switch. I'm getting my Nintendo consoles confused. And people were running around in the game, and they saw, on the actual pitch, you've got the kind of banner adverts in the game around the side. One of the banner adverts was for FIFA 2020. And people went, why? Why is there an advert for FIFA 2020 in FIFA 21 Legacy? Turns out it was last year's game.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even change
And people
it.
didn't realise.
They just sold the old game. It gets worse
than that, doesn't it? Because in the recent one, they found out that all the crowd members that are stood, in the stands are wearing last year's football kit because they've just straight ripped all the stadiums and everything from their previous games. And the thing is, you can't even be mad, because what is there to change?
Yeah,
there's nothing to... Why remodel something that you got from last year? But that just goes to show that they might add a new football player. All of the 170 are the same. They've just plopped... It should be a DLC.
Yeah.
If that. Free update. Like...
You know what? A football game is the one kind of game that would actually do really well. I mean, I'm not advocating for live service games. I'm not a fan of them at all, because I think they can go offline at any moment. But I do think that a football game is one of the few types of games that would actually benefit from a live service model. Because you could make, up to the moment, day-to-day, week-to-week changes to rosters, to kits, to anything. It would work really well if you need to react day-to-day.
Yeah.
That's one thing it would actually do really well. But no, it is just absolutely crazy that they go through this, and I think the gaming industry is very lazy.
It is now, and Call of Duty is another example. Call of Duty is admittedly they make new story and stuff, but they've started to get to the point, didn't they, where they just cut the story because they were like.
That's the moment I stopped liking it at all.
Exactly.
I'm a campaign player.
Same here.
I like playing the campaigns of games.
And their campaigns were actually okay.
They were. Modern Warfare 2 was brilliant. Like,
yeah,
I
the
remember
Easter eggs and everything.
Who was anyone else at like the midnight launch of either Modern Warfare 2 or 3? Because Modern Warfare 1 just blew everyone away. Modern Warfare 1 came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I was there for Black Ops.
Yeah, and then everyone was like, holy hell, this is really good. And then we played it and we're like, this is just an amazing first-person shooter with a great campaign, great characters, lovely little plot. It was condensed, you know? World of War was brilliant as well. And then Modern Warfare 2 came out, was really good. And then it started to get a little bit futuristic for my taste. It started to get kind of jetpacks and wall riding and...
Yeah, they actually did something as well there. They shot themselves in the foot. They were the realists. That's who they brought in, the military wannabes and school kids that are like, oh, I want to join the army.
Yeah.
They lost it all to Halo when they did that.
Yeah. Yeah. If you
want a good sci-fi, you play Halo.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with sci-fi style shooters. Unreal Tournament, Halo, Titanfall. But what Modern Warfare had going for it was the fact that it was, I'm not going to say realistic because I don't want to, belittle the horrors of actual war, but it was using technology that existed at the time and tactics and strategies that tried to exist in the game. It was grounded, is one of the best ways to put it. And once they lost that grounding, I really think that they lost something special about it.
Absolutely. I mean, pretty much everyone I know that did play COD stopped as soon as you got things like, mechs and whatnot and robots in space, and they just straight up quit because why play a worse Halo than Halo?
Yeah, pretty much. And what happened when they took the campaign out of it? Because when I was playing the Naraka Blade Point and the email said, hey, feel free to give us your your feedback and stuff, my only feedback for it is, why isn't there a campaign? Put a campaign. I mean, For Honor had a campaign. Wasn't great, but it was in the game. Even Vermintide 2 had a campaign. It was multiplayer focused, but put a campaign in it. If you want to be known as more than just a battle royale or a multiplayer game, have a story. Have a campaign. Remember that, and games companies all say, oh yeah, single-player story-driven games aren't doing very well. They're not the future. Spider-Man, God of War, all of the Saluna's Sacrifice. Then you've got a load of really, really good single-player story-driven games. The Last of Us 2, Elden Ring coming out.
Yes.
Single player is not dead, man, at all.
No, it's not. I just think people want it to be dead because it's easier to make a multiplayer game. In a way.
You can monetize multiplayer far more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really the truth of it. It's dead to them as a business model, is what they mean.
Yeah, you can make so much more money just making a multiplayer game. As soon as they took the campaign out of Call of Duty, I lost interest because it was a good shooter up until then. And it's still a good shooter now, just without a campaign. I lost that. It's a real shame. It's a real shame.
A good example is Fortnite. Some people forget that Fortnite was a single-player story game.
It started off with the whole build your base, wasn't it? Like 4 players defending against zombies.
Yeah, defend the world or save the world, I think it was called.
Yeah.
That was it. It was Fortnite Save the World. Their single-player up to 4-player survival thing.
Yep.
And they have now essentially just nuked it. And here's the thing. People pre-ordered that game when it was at a cost.
Yep.
To play that game mode that actually doesn't exist anymore.
Which is a shame.
It's a real shame.
My biggest gripe with Fortnite is that it slows development on Unreal Tournament 4. I love the Unreal Tournament first-person shooter franchise. I love it so much. If you go to Epic's website right now, you can actually download the Unreal Tournament 4 alpha for free. It's online. It's got servers. There is one dude making it. I've done it. It's weird because some of the maps are half finished. So you log into a game, you start shooting, you run through a door in a map, and you go from fully textured, fully rendered into like wireframe with placeholder textures on the walls. The game works, it's just not finished. But it's free. So I'm kind of okay with that. It's abandoned.
Yeah, you can't complain, but it's a bit...
Yeah, it's a shame, because I played the tutorial on Unreal Tournament 4. It takes you through all the guns that are in the game, and then the tutorial ends weirdly. The tutorial ends by taking you to a room full of guns that aren't in the game. And it literally said, we didn't have time to put these in. We've got the models for them, but we haven't actually programmed the mechanics of how they work. But you can see them, but you can't pick them up. And then you go and play the game, and the tutorial actually has like a couple of levels, like mini puzzles you can solve in it. And I liked it. And it was great. And then it just, yeah. Then it just got
That's
abandoned.
reminded me, something me and you are doing.
What are we doing, Cal?
We're absolutely doing this. There is a Portal 2 mod that adds, what is it, like transcending dimensions.
Okay.
It's like a time travel mechanic. So you've got a third portal that you can put down that's like this green square.
Okay.
And as you walk through it, you go to the room you're in currently, but either in the past or future. And things are different.
Oh, God.
So, like, there might be a collapsed ceiling. So you can use that to enter new areas, then go back in time again. It's multiplayer, and it's fully voiced. It's fully voice acted a lot.
Is that like an actual official mod, or is that just
I don't think it's a fan-made one, but I think they're going to be buying it off him. Because they got somebody who did actually do voiceover in the original Portal to come back and do the voiceover for this.
Okay.
So it feels like actual part of the game.
Yeah. It's fan-made, but it's amazing. People in the chat are saying it's really good. If it's good, I'm looking forward to playing it, man. I'm really looking forward to playing it.
I've stayed away from it recently because remember when you said to me, we need to find a puzzle game that neither of us have played? Well, if it's a game that we've played, but full expansion, and by the way, it's a full story.
Yeah, that's fair.
We can go through and play a non-canon Portal 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So my plan for this evening is I was going to work on the Naraka video because I wanted... I had a comedy opening for it and everything started. I was planning the script in my head. I'm not going to do it now, so I don't feel comfortable working with this ad agency, but like I was going to start the video with... A few days ago, I got emailed by an agency saying, "Hey Josh, could you review our game?" And I replied with, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Are you sure you want to do
Which I thought was quite a funny opening. And it
That's a pretty good opener.
It would have been self-referential. It would have been, and they'd have replied going, "Yeah, here's the game." And I'd have been like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Just to, check that they knew what they were getting themselves into. But it would have been funny. What I'm going to do now, instead, is make a video about the realities of incredibly invasive sponsorships, which I think is more of a customer-focused thing to do.
Yeah, and it's quite funny actually because I think a lot of people are very one side of the fence or the other. They don't understand it. So, for example, I have a load of people that love the fact I'm sponsored by Atlas because I can say whatever I want, do whatever I want. It's a very free
you've got Atlas and I've got Nord, haven't I?
Yeah, we just need to get like, I don't know.
In the VPN
we just need to
space.
Yeah, we're going to get Tunnel Bear or something for Tangent Tavern. We're going to get the holy trifecta of VPNs.
Brilliant.
But there's other things that we can like talk about on that where there's people that just say to me, "Oh, you're sponsored by a scam," and I'm like, "Go on, I'll buy it. Why is it a scam?" "Oh, it's a VPN. VPNs are scams," and I'm like, "They're not. They provide a service that you pay for." Yeah. "Oh yeah, but they get to see all your data." Yes, and the Chinese mafia don't.
Yeah, I mean, if I've used Facebook. I'm pretty sure all my data's out there all the time. We're still here.
No.
Don't worry. Hang on.
Whose stream went down? That's the question.
I think it's mine. It's back. It's back. Saved.
Okay.
Saved. We're back, guys. We're back. Don't worry. Well, obviously, we can't say those words, otherwise we get taken off. So I need a chat. I need a question to all of the young, hip kids in the chat, because I know that I appeal to that demographic. Is Facebook old? Like, is Facebook for old people? Callum. Is Facebook for old people?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Do you want to know what the worst part is, though, Josh?
What's the worst part, Cal?
I use Facebook.
The messenger service is good.
I've got the amount of first-time chatters I've got in my thing just going, yes.
We get it, guys. But
all right, pipe down.
The message service is good. I don't use Facebook,
Messenger's great.
and I'm young. My grandparents who are old do. Facebook is pretty cringe. I mean, well, when something's being described as cringe, you know
we've lost it.
You know we've lost it. So where else do we need to go to? Do we need to go to, like, Twitter? Is that old now? Do we need to go to Instagram? I don't use Insta. I've got it. I just don't use Instagram for anything. I only WhatsApp. Yeah, but WhatsApp is owned by Facebook.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm kind of old enough now that if I was to DM anyone on Instagram, I'm just going to be called a nonce.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Like, where do we draw the line?
Yeah, it's Tumblr. Use Tumblr. No, I mean, it's weird because you don't realise, this will happen to you. Everyone in chat, this will happen to you. You'll get old, you won't realise, you'll say something that you think is completely normal, and everyone around you will look at you as if you're old.
And people have just took the bait in my chat. Yeah. Twitter. If I want to tell someone that I disagree with them in more than 200 characters, what do I do? Do I just keep replying to my own tweet? Because that seems pointless.
Yes.
That seems like a watered-down argument.
You end it with one out of however many that you're going to type. But you have to make sure you get it correct, first of all. Because you can't... You need to
undo it.
You need to know exactly how many tweets it's going to take.
That's the issue that I have. That is the exact issue I have. Because you've got to put how many it's out of at the start, but you've not finished your message. So how do you know? Unless you've got it in a... Basically, you open a notepad, you write your entire tweet down. Okay, how many... how does that divide by 200 or whatever? You shouldn't have to do that. You just shouldn't have to do that. That's so dumb. I like Twitter for quick interactions with people. If I want to tell, I don't know, a Jagex mod that they're a knob, I'll do that, right? I'll just shoot it straight at them on Twitter.
Oh, the internet is a great thing. Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You can wake up and tell a J-mod they're a dick just because you want to. What a great world we live in.
If Shane Isaac posts something and I wake up and I'm like, oh, yes.
So, Shane Isaac, what's happening? Because he posted an announcement that there was going to be an announcement.
And it never came. And then there's another announcement of an announcement.
Yeah, and then there's an announcement that there's going to be an announcement of an announcement. And then he even said that a couple of people have worked out what the announcement's going to be for, but they can't say it. And then there's another announcement. This is Earth 2, by the way. The announcement for the announcement of the announcement. And I'm like, just say what you've done.
Here's the thing. Guidebook Gaming, nameless, has put together. He does customer satisfaction for a job, right?
Okay.
Like polls and
the guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, he's very intelligent with that sort of stuff. He put together a massive Earth 2 poll, and this has been running for months.
Yeah.
For the last 2 months. That he's got thousands of people that have filled it in. And do you want to know what the consensus is?
What's the consensus, Cal?
People hate Earth 2 that are invested in it. Like the results are quite funny because they asked so many questions that you can get a feel for who it is that's displeased with it. Turns out the people that have put hundreds of thousands of dollars in, they're very happy because they don't care that there's not going to be a game. They're quite openly saying, I've put tons of money in, I know there's not going to be a game, or there's most likely not going to be a game, I don't care, it's an investment. So the people that want the game are fuming. Because they can't even take their money out right now. Theoretically they can, but no one's buying their land. They can't get out.
So months ago when we said, this is not a game, this is an investment scheme. And everyone said, it's going to be the Matrix, it's going to be the next big thing, it's going to be a game, it's going to be a fun thing to play, it's going to be an amazing experience. Turns out it's not any of those things.
No. And the issues that people are having is that Shane is just so snide in everything that he puts on Twitter. In fact, I commented the other day when he goes, tomorrow we're going to be revealing the big picture for Earth 2. And I said, mate, you had a big picture of Earth 2. You cut it up into tiles and sold it. What's new? And I had this mob of people jumping on me, but I noticed a few people that are like valiant defenders.
Yeah.
That actually basically said, yeah, like enough's enough.
People have messaged me before and said, Josh, your fans have come in to attack people. I'm like,
no,
they're not my fans. They're just idiots.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of what I do and I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If you're a fan of what I do, you should realise the entire thing of what I do is try and be as balanced as I can with the things. Don't attack people. The best thing to do if someone is making a mistake and you know they're making a mistake and you tell them, hey, this might be a mistake, just just watch them make it.
Yeah.
Just sit back and let them make it. Like, if you consider yourself a genuine fan of what I do, don't blindly believe everything I say. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Please look for sources for what I say. Because if I'm wrong, this is an important thing, I want to know. Like, I want to know why I'm wrong and how I'm wrong, and I want to change. It's not about just defending your point of view against all possible criticism. It's about working out where you are wrong and saying, okay, cool, I'll do better.
Yeah, if I'm wrong, I will happily admit that I was wrong. I'm not that sort of person who's too proud, to back down on something.
Yeah.
I'll quite happily do it.
You're wrong, Josh. You need to wear the Devil May Cry beanie. It's downstairs.
Oh, no, not this.
It's down.
Josh, I watched a clip of you the other day in a trench coat and a beanie, and I was howling with laughter.
That may have happened.
Do you know what? I've realised...
Who doesn't own a long Matrix trench coat? Who doesn't own one?
Anyone who wasn't part of the cast of The Matrix. Pretty much. I'm not wrong. You were just like a body double, weren't you?
I don't know where it... I think the long coat is in the other room, so what I'll do is I'll bring it for the next Tangent Tavern.
Okay.
I will bring it for the next Tangent Tavern. I'll even put some glasses on. I've probably got some... some sunglasses downstairs that'll work for it.
Arkanza says I actually left my Matrix trench coat in the UK. That's where it belongs.
I'll keep it. I'll grab it. I'll find it. If it's around, I want it. I was a stunt double in the Matrix. Oh, Cal, were you on the stream when I was telling people about the stunt double story in Game of Thrones? Oh, you weren't, were you?
No.
I may need to retell this story. If you're in the chat,
go for it.
If you're in the chat and you've heard this story already, just listen. Again.
I've heard the banana one 100
They've
times,
heard the banana
so
one.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
If you've heard this story before, just go and make yourself a cup of tea for like 5 minutes. You know what's coming up. I was in London in a play while Game of Thrones Season 2 was releasing.
Yeah.
And it was huge at the time. Game of Thrones Season 2 was massive, absolutely massive. And when I have long curly hair, because my hair is naturally curly. Like, if I don't do my hair, it just naturally curls all over the place. If I have long curly hair, I look exactly like Robb Stark. Like Robb Stark did in Season 1.
My mom said that as well.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. It's a good guy to look like. Richard Madden, he's a successful actor.
Yeah.
So I looked exactly like Robb Stark. So people used to come up to me when I was in the pubs and the clubs, because I was a hip, happening guy. I was the kind of guy that said hip and happening. And I'd be drinking in a pub. Shut up, Cal. I'd be drinking in a pub with my friends and my mates, and someone would come up to me and go, "Excuse me, are you Robb Stark?" And I thought, I could say yes here. I could say yes, but they're probably going to work out that I'm not Robb Stark. But I still want to...
As soon as you open your mouth.
Yeah, but I want to get a free drink out of this. So I just said, "No, I'm his stunt double." And they went, "Which scenes are you in?" And I thought...
All of them.
I thought, you know all the scenes where you can't see his face? Yeah, that's me. And they're like, "Oh." And all the horse riding scenes? That's all me.
It's me.
Every jumping down of sword fighting? That's all me. Basically, everything that would not be evidence that it isn't me?
Yep.
That's me. And they went, "Oh my God, can I get a picture with you?" I did this for like 3 weeks. Every night. Every single night after the theatre show that I was in, I would go to the bar, people would be like, "It's Robb Stark's stunt double!" And I'd be taking pictures, and they'd be buying me drinks. It was amazing. It was brilliant. The irony of that is, at the time, I was some random unknown actor. But now, there's going to be someone going through their phone from like 7 or 8 years ago. And they're going to go, "When the fuck did I meet Josh Strife Hayes?
That's incredible.
I don't even like MMOs." And then someone's going to go, "When did you meet the MMO guy?" You'd be like, "I don't know. I've just got a picture of him in a pub." I like that. I like the idea that someone somewhere has a picture of me thinking that I'm Robb Stark's stunt double when I've actually become successful for something completely unrelated.
That's just reminded me of something. Imagine this, right? Me, you, and Kira do meet up and go on a night out. People are going to somehow figure out where we've gone, right?
Yes.
There's going to be like candid photos from like through a bush or something.
I hope so.
Of us just doing wild shit.
I hope.
Like
if they're not sold,
fences in a garden.
If they're not sold as NFTs within the night, then I'll be sad.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want an exclusive set of NFTs.
It's going to be like The Hangover.
Yes.
Like we wake up the next morning and find out I was riding a tiger into battle chasing you or something.
Yep, I was waistcoat shopping the entire time.
Yeah,
and
you were
Kira,
signing autographs.
I was, and Kira was just... I was signing autographs for being Rob Stark. That's what I was doing. Like, people didn't recognise me for me. People were like, hey, it's the guy from Immortals. I'm like... Yes, I am the guy from... People have messaged me going, hey, Josh, you were really good in Immortals. Because I think it's Oscar Isaacs, we've got a very similar chin. And then I've just started replying thanks to people.
Thank you.
Like, I'm not arguing with them anymore. I'm like, they probably know better than me. I mean, I don't remember making it, but...
I was meant to ask this. So, I remember I searched your name a while back for something. Can't remember what it was for, and I searched on Google by mistake. Did you do a scene in one of the Doctor Who's?
No. Unfortunately, people have said that there is an actor called Joshua Hayes who was in Doctor Who.
And do you know what? He looks just like you.
It's weird, isn't it?
That was the weird thing, because I'd looked it up and I was like, hold up, this isn't right.
No. Josh Hayes is a motorbike professional racer from America. You type in Josh Hayes into Google, you get pictures of him.
Josh, at least you look cool when you get Googled.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, hey, Google my name, and they're like, oh my god, are you a professional motorbike racer? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I am. You know the actor that looks randomly like me for some reason? Have you seen The Babadook, the horror film, The Babadook?
I have.
It's
one of my favourites.
Halfway through, she goes down to the basement, and the old kind of like ghost of her husband steps forward.
Yes.
Yep. And he goes, looks like rain, before he kind of dies. That guy looks exactly like me. It's weird.
Hold up.
Okay,
now you said that.
Bring it up. I will. Hang on. I'll do it on my phone just so I'm not going to mess up any of their stuff. I'm gonna bring up the picture of the dude, and I'll link it in the chat so we can work out exactly what we're seeing. He's Josh's stunt double, Babadook husband. I'm pretty sure it is.
Holy! Oh my god! It is you.
Guy looks exactly like me. It's ridiculously
That's incredible.
accurate. I'll see if I can.
Let me open this in another.
Yeah, let me. I'll share that in a second. I'll copy the image, and I will.
It's insane.
I know. When I was watching the film, I thought, "Hang on, was I in this film? Did I do this?"
Let me see if I can get this image up.
Yeah, if I can, I should be able to stick it on Twitch in a second. I've got the Twitch app. But yeah, if any of you guys go to, if you type in Babadook husband, it's
you.
It's uncanny.
I've got you side by side now, and I'm.
It's uncanny.
Actually, do you know what? I can't bring that up on
I'll see if I can. I'm live. I should be able to use my own phone to paste it. Let me just. Were you aware that you were married? Let me just paste. There we go. I'll paste the picture if I can find it.
Yeah, that's not a very good picture either, the one that I've linked. But
yeah, it's mental. I'll stick it in the Discord. What I'll do is I'll stick it in the Discord, just we're not messing around with this too much now. But it's just ridiculous.
And by the way, if you haven't watched The Babadook, do, because it's a very good mind-bending...
Brilliant horror film. One of the best horror films. Absolutely one of the best horror films. Really enjoyed that. I'm a big fan of horror films. Really big fan of horror films. In fact, you know the second channel, you and me are both doing kind of like a second thing. We're playing retro games.
Yes.
I've got Josh Strife Plays, and you are doing your nostalgia check.
On my main, yeah.
What is the next game on your nostalgia check? Because the next one for me is a horror game.
Okay, so mine was actually Pokemon Mystery Dungeons. I've got the footage for it. I just haven't got round to editing it in a way that I want to.
How long is it taking to edit these second videos? Because it's taken me a long time.
It is taking quite a while.
Yeah,
I'm not used to the format of it yet, which I think is
it takes
the main issue.
Mine is going to be Silent Hill 1 on the PlayStation 1. So I did a replay of Silent Hill 1 recently. Game stands up. Game's creepy, man. It stands up.
I thought it might have been what you were doing next, because you've been telling me a few facts and trivia about that. Yeah.
Do you know a random thing? Silent Hill 1 is weirdly connected to Kindergarten Cop, the Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
Really?
So when they were designing... It's not actually directly connected. It's just a weird graphical thing. When they were designing Silent Hill 1, they couldn't afford to send people over to America in order to do kind of location scouting. So what they did was they just watched a load of American films and used the schools from the films. So if you watch Kindergarten Cop, And then you play Silent Hill 1, it's the same school. And they've got the same posters on the wall. And the medical cabinet looks the same. And the reception is the same. It's not like a direct sequel, it's just this was the reference material they had when they made the game. But there is so much in... You can Google it, Kindergarten Cop, Silent Hill. It's literally the thing.
That's wild.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. But it's one of those strange things. You've got, like... There's metaverses. And this is the only time we can use that phrase. Where it actually does connect. Like in Pacific Rim 2, the voice is GLaDOS from Portal.
Yes. I'm surprised how many people didn't know that.
Yeah. So is that a direct connection? Is that an extended multiverse?
It could be. That just reminds me. Have you been watching the Netflix anime? What's it called? Pacific Rim Singularity Point.
No, not yet.
Singular Point. Tell you what, amazing.
It's good.
Really good. Yeah.
I was impressed with Netflix's Castlevania series. I really enjoyed that.
Very good.
That was an excellent,
really good.
Excellent animated series. I was super happy with how that turned out. And if they do a sequel, because they have left themselves open to it, I hope they don't ruin any of the previous stuff. Really hope they don't. The last thing I actually saw in the cinema was I went to go and see the My Hero Academia film, World Hero something. I can't remember the exact title of it.
Yes, that's on my list.
It's all right because I like it. I mean, I've changed my background recently to a load of My Hero Academia figures because I like the show. I think My Hero Academia is a good show.
I've never watched it.
It's decent. It really is decent.
I should start.
Yeah, the English dub isn't the best, so go with the Japanese and the English subtitles. But no, Hero School. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good, and the films were good. Have you seen June? You have seen June, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Don't get me started on that. Me and my friend.
I haven't seen it yet.
Have you seen? Okay, have you read the books or watched the originals?
No.
Oh boy, I can't wait for your response then. Do no research on it whatsoever.
You know, one of the
because
only
I will
things...
say this.
Okay.
I went with a friend, and we had been excited about it because the trailer looked really cool, right? We stood up after 2.5 hours, and he turned to me and he went, "What the fuck have we just watched?" And I was like, "I've got no idea. I couldn't name a person, a place, what they were doing, and it just felt like a middle of a trilogy." Where, you know, they briefly touch on, oh, this was a person that you should have remembered.
Okay.
Did you remember the thing they were doing earlier? Yeah, well, they're doing that now. And I'm like, I even said to him, I was like, I know this is a two-parter. Are we missing the first part?
So you feel like you should have had some kind of setup or pre-knowledge going into it?
Yeah, and, you know, we spoke to friends about this, and they were like, oh, yeah, but if you've read the books, I was yeah, but we haven't. And they shouldn't expect you to have read the books.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, it doesn't explain that. But if you've read the books or watched the last film, I'm like, yeah, but no one has. People are sat in the cinema in confusion.
The only thing I know about Dune and Dune 2 was it was one of the first real-time strategy games. And I think it was made by Westwood. And they made Dune before they went on to make the Command & Conquer franchise. So it was like a real-time strategy. Apparently it's a really good real-time strategy. I've not played it, but I've heard it's decent. So I'll have to... Maybe I should play it. Maybe I should jump on that bandwagon. While the film is, you know, big and hot and out, and play the game and see what it's like. But no, people are saying it's pretty good.
Oh, I've got something that I wanted to talk to you about.
Tell me, Cal, what you got?
So, we had a theory, didn't we, about these movie recaps, and we were like, oh, we think it's an AI, not a person.
Let's just explain what the movie recaps things are for anyone who might not be sure. Do you want to explain them?
Yeah, okay. So, movie recaps is they're lots of channels that have sprung up doing like 10-minute recaps of an entire film. They don't show any of the audio. Oh, sorry, they don't have any of the audio, and they don't really show too much of it. It's just key moments. Imagine reading the blurb of a book.
Yeah, like the Wikipedia plot of it, pretty much.
The Wikipedia plot, yeah, a 10-minute recap. And it's got somebody talking over it.
And you've got loads of them, because there's mystery recapped, sci-fi recapped, good movies, movie recapped. There's loads of channels all doing the same thing with the same movies. Some of them use the AI robot voice, and some of them use an actual... A human dude. Yeah.
No, this is where things get weird. I stumbled upon something recently that has absolutely terrified me. You can make an AI voice of yourself that is so convincing, even you will question it. And I've done this. I'm doing a video on this. There is a piece of software called Descript, and you can feed it tons of footage of you talking. And so I just fed it my entire YouTube upload library. And it took like 2 days later, and I got an email back saying, "Hey, your Descript voiceover is ready."
Okay.
And so you download it and you plug it into your apps and whatever. You can type whatever you want, and it will read it with your same inflections, pauses, and everything. Now, I typed out my usual intro to my videos, like, "Hey guys, welcome back to another video," whatever. And it read it back, and I was like, "No, that's using the footage I fed it. Let me change that." And so I put the words backwards.
Okay.
So, you know, the words forward, but in a backwards order.
Yeah.
And I was sat there just in absolute shock at how accurate this is.
Because what I've seen is these videos are they are monetized, because I looked up the amount of money these channels make. These channels are making a ridiculous amount of money, because they put out a 12-minute video, it gets 500,000 views ridiculously quickly, because they're timeless, they're evergreen content, and the titles of these videos they don't have the title of the film in it, and the thumbnail is always just like a scene from the film, so you recognize what it is.
Yeah.
And the titles will be something like, "He was the only one that could stop the machines," and the film will be The Matrix, and the thumbnail will be a picture of Trinity or something like that. And they used to just be robot voiceovers that were doing it, and then I realized that robot voiceovers, you can't monetize them because they changed the rules on that. So what they have now is every single episode opens up with a dude in the corner in like a green screen that says, "Hey guys, welcome back, Mystery Recapped here. Today we're going to be talking about whatever," and then he fades out.
Yes, and I noticed something with this. So after I found out about Descript, I was like, right, I'm going to go back to these videos and I'm going to listen to the difference between the intro and the video. Because I noticed a few things where like the inflections on my voice weren't quite the same, but like only I would notice that. Like if I played this to you, you'd believe it was me. And I noticed the same in all of these movie recaps.
I
don't think the script is him at all.
No, I think what they've done is there is one dude, or one or two dudes running like 10 of these channels, and they take a film, they watch the whole film for an hour and a half, they break it down into a 15-minute recap, they edit it in 10 different ways with 10 different scripts and 10 slightly different changes into 10 different recaps, and they upload it to all of their channels within 3 or 4 days of each other. And then they have one dude in the corner for the intro, and then the rest of it is AI. And they are making, when I say bank, guys, I'm talking like 100 to 200k a month.
Yeah.
All right, this guy is insane.
And that's just off of the one channel.
Yeah.
That's off one channel. If they own all 10 of them, they're making millions a month,
this
literally.
This guy's probably making 10 million a year, without a doubt.
Oh, easily.
And as soon as
this is where it's scary.
Banned, make another one.
Yeah. And this is where it's scary, because this app is very self-aware of like how tragic it could go with this. You have to create a password for your voice. You have to, whenever you go to use the app, you have to say, "I give authentication" in your voice so that it can unlock your voice to be used. I know that if this gets out, it's going to be disastrous.
It's the same as deepfakes. The idea that you can just copy someone convincingly enough. When you make a deepfake, you don't need to convince experts. You just need to convince the majority of people. That's what it is. When you make a deepfake of anything, because think about how quickly fake news spreads. You make a deepfake, which is an incredibly convincing AI representation physically of anyone, and then you spread it around Facebook, the damage is done with the accusation. A lot of people don't realize this. The accusation is the damage. It's not... People love to hear, gossip and hearsay and rumors. They take on it, they form an emotional reaction and a bond to it, and even if they're proved wrong, they still have that emotional bond to their original thought.
Now, the bit where it gets really scary, like terrifying. You can run a video through this Descript, and it will pull it into text, what's being said. So, I tested it with a video of you, not to make your voice, but I ran a quick clip of like your Twitch highlights through, and it took the script, word for word, what you were saying, and I just highlight it, drop down, Cal. I then read back that script, voiced over your clip perfectly. you can sync up to deepfakes. This is made to sync up perfectly with deepfakes.
You know,
and that's what my video is going to be on.
Yeah, that's scary, man. That is scary. I was talking to a couple of friends recently, and we've discussed the idea that automation is going to put a lot of people out of jobs.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of companies are going to want it. If you can automate acting or performance, it's going to put a lot of actors out of jobs. One of the only safe zones for actors to be in now is theatre. Because it's the only experiences that cannot be faked are going to be viable. Yeah. You go to a theme park, you go to a roller coaster park, you go to a haunted house, a mansion, a ride, something like that. What happens when VR and full body haptic feedback suits get so good that you could just strap into a suit, sit down on a chair that moves around, stick a VR thing on, experience a roller coaster, and your body thinks no different to it?
Yeah. And you haven't had to drive there or anything.
That's scary, man.
People in my chat are saying that I'm running the podcast by myself. You're not actually here. I've just deep faked you into the podcast.
I don't exist. I've never existed. There's a green screen right behind me. I mean, I'm not... It's right here. I'm not lying. It's right here. Yes. What happens? Ads of a film in 30 years with actual human actors. Well, you say that as like it's a crazy thing. They've already done it. Didn't they do it with Princess Leia?
Yeah, they did it with...
Because Carrie Fisher passed away, and then they had Princess Leia as deepfake in the film.
Another good example, Mandalorian, Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. They've already used deepfakes in the films. Who else was there? There was another one. Tarkin passed away. He was replaced. Didn't they...
Fast and Furious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, halfway through Fast and Furious, they used the brother and deepfaked Paul Walker over him.
Yep. They can replace actors now. That is crazy.
I want to test this further. Like, I really want to test this further. I want to make a channel, and I want to test this out. So, I'm very good with automation. And these videos, the movie recaps, are clearly being majority automated. Now, you can essentially run a movie through Descript, and it can turn it into a script.
Hang on 1 second. I've noticed that there's a couple of mistakes. They're being automated, but they're not being proof-watched. Because there was one, for example, where it was meant to say he rifled through some papers. As in, but he said he riffled through some papers.
Yeah, I spotted that one too.
They're clearly not a native English speaker, and they're not proof-watching their videos.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So, I want to test this out and see if we can get a film on a separate YouTube channel and run it through an AI that condenses it down, because these are really common things.
Yep.
If you can condense it down, and you can automate film editing as well. You can use the API for Sony Vegas. So you can essentially automate everything. You just chuck the film in, walk away, and you can even have it auto-upload to YouTube. Pick the thumbnail, the description, the lot. I want to see if that's possible, to have me do a full voiceover of a movie recap and see if we can trick people completely.
See, part of me obviously hates the idea that this is being so easy and so automated to do, and it's making so much money. The other part of me thinks, is this what the audience want? Because if it's what the audience want, the phrase "the customer is always right" doesn't mean that they get to boss people around. It means the customer knows what they want, even if you know what they want is incorrect. If this is what people want to watch, is it really our place to tell them they don't want it? Because if people want 15-minute recaps of films, because hey, I've watched 15-minute recaps of films, I like them. Saves me some time. If I sit down to eat dinner and I've got 20 minutes and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm never going to watch this random French sci-fi film, but I kind of want to know what happens in it, I'll bang on the recap.
Yeah. Until
that happens, is this... If we claim to be pro-consumer, pro-customer, and these videos are getting, 400,000 or 500,000 views, clearly there's a demand for them.
Yeah,
so can we hate them?
Here's the thing, right? Some people watch me and you, personality, right? We can't really get away with that. But let's say that our videos were all... I mean, some of my videos are purely my face isn't in it. It's just the thing. So if I could make a video and people would be none the wiser
Yeah.
with a deep fake, like faked voice, they're getting the same experience.
Yeah.
And in fact, they're getting a more efficient experience because I'm not that great at reading scripts. So if I've got something that is a scripted thing, make the AI do it. Because it's my voice, it's my laugh, then that's the creepy part. It can pull a laugh from if you run a scene through it. So the one I ran through of you where you laughed, it puts in quotations, laughs, or like subtle laugh. And then when I run it back through my voice, it can laugh how I laughed in a previous thing. It's terrifying. Utterly terrifying.
It's really strange. It's really weird. It's scary. It's very, very scary. The idea that the act of creation is no longer about the creator. It's now about what the audience want to consume and creating that as fast as possible. Is this just an industry's response to the speed of media being consumed, speeding up and getting faster and faster and faster? You can't put out films or podcasts or books or movies fast enough that the audience demands. So you automate the process.
I mean, you've heard about the what? No, I need to get the name of this AI.
Was it the one they had to take offline?
Yes, it's the one they had to take offline. Somebody in the chat will be able to tell me. It was the GD. No, not that one. No, I know what you're on about.
Yeah.
It was called GPD something, I think. And it was Google's AI where they just fed it like petabytes of data and just let it read through articles and just like learn and understand.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where they let it loose for 6 months on Facebook. That's it, GDP3. Correct. GDP3, they let it loose on Facebook to write articles, publish them, pull the pictures and everything. They made up, it had made up fake scientists that sounded convincing because they were now listed in other articles that were made up. So it remembered the fake people it had created for a scenario, and it would reference that scientist's work from another article that it had made up. So Facebook got to the point where they had to hand them, Google had to turn themselves into Facebook and say, just so you know, these aren't real. This was us. How many people reported it to try and get a statistic? And it turns out less people had reported it than an actual article.
One of the dangerous things about things like that is you set up you almost make a closed system by referencing itself. So you set up the Council of Science, and the Council of Science has someone at the head, and that person says something, and someone else reports on the Council of Science saying this, and someone else reports on this, and someone else reports on that. And it looks legitimate because everyone looks really important, but actually it's just a closed cycle of people referencing each other.
It's like the good old Silicon Valley circle jerk where all companies are promoting each other, but they're only promoting each other.
Yeah.
It's terrifying because somebody, and I don't know how true this is, but someone on the darknet apparently has got hold of this. This AI.
Okay. I don't doubt it.
Well, this is the thing. People don't know. Because if they have got a hold of it, it's being used so nefariously that we don't know. And if they haven't got a hold of it, again, we wouldn't know.
Can we just talk about, and I'm sorry this is going to be a crude phrase, how shit journalism is? I got a recommended article on my phone. Because, I've got an Android, so you swipe to the left on the home screen, and there's just like a load of news articles. And one of them was from The Mirror, which is meant to be a British newspaper. Yeah. And the article in The Mirror was called, I regret having my child. And it was this heartfelt article about how a parent didn't realise how tough parenthood was going to be. Yeah. And they regretted it and they struggled with it. And at the very bottom, I found the source, because they have to list the source. It's a fucking Reddit thread.
Do you know what? I've seen so many of these.
People have gone onto Reddit, onto r/offmychest, where people can talk about problems that affect their own life. Yeah. And it was this huge Reddit thread about a parent who was having trouble, coming to terms with the fact their life wasn't the same. And an actual journalist had taken this person's experience with no sources or proof, because Reddit is just a massive creative writing exercise, and written a fucking article on it.
I see this really often, and in fact, did you hear about the article about me the interview that I hadn't given that I'd apparently given.
No, I didn't. Oh yeah, there was the German one, wasn't it?
Yeah, a German gaming site. Someone linked me this, and they were just like, "Oh, take a look at it. When did you give this interview?" And they were like, "Because you never told us about this." And I'm looking through it, and I'm like,
I didn't give the interview.
I didn't give this interview, and they're like, because there was a part where I've been in close contact with Zach and Garrison since my first video, and they're thoroughly enjoying, the back and forth. And I'm sat there thinking, I've never said that to anyone. Like, how has someone done a full-blown interview with quotes from me? And I'm just sat there, just astonished. I'm like, you could have very easily got an interview with me.
Yeah,
it's not hard.
Just drop me a message. I'll talk to you.
It's unbelievable.
I was, what was this? Oh yeah, there was the PC Gamer article. PC Gamer are actually quite good. There was another random game article about the New World video that I'd made and about the whole stuff that was the problem. And it said, YouTuber Josh Strife Hayed made this video talking about New World's problems. They put your video?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say this. I saw that. I was reading through because I saw my thumbnail and I was like, okay. And I'm like, and it says in the video below, Josh Strife Hayes details. And I'm like,
yep. They did not mention you at all. They put your video and credited me at all to me, which I was fine with that.
Yeah,
I was like, I wasn't going to stop them. I wasn't going to contact them and be like, hey guys, you got this wrong. I was like, ha. That's
well,
fine.
I mean, you got a very detailed video attached to your quote.
Yeah. I mean, they probably thought that my quality is way higher than it should have been. It was absolutely ridiculous. But the state of journalism right now really upsets me. Really upsets me.
Yeah.
I think I know like 3 journalists who actually bother going to research anything, because it's clickbait journalism. It's clickbait.
Absolutely.
I mean, when I was contacted by Alexis a couple of months ago about the whole
Dreamworld.
It was about Dreamworld. Yeah, she contacted me.
She's contacted me again recently.
Yeah, she was lovely. She was really professional. We spoke for like 3 or 4 hours on Discord. I sent her an email. She sent me back. She researched everything. She
took a week to do the article. She really researched it.
She did that,
and it showed in the article.
Yeah,
it was
that
was a solid article.
Was brilliant. The problem is that if you put out one article, or one article every week, every 2 weeks, you don't make enough money. You need to be putting out an article a day.
Now imagine that there's an AI putting out 20 articles a day.
Yep.
And they're not as good as yours. Let's say they're only maybe like 30% of what your article is, because context's missing, right?
Yeah.
They've still done 20 a day.
All they need
they've made more than you.
All they need is the click. All they need is the click, man. The original click. The initial click.
Yeah.
And then, you won't believe what happens in this. Next page. Click. You still won't believe. Next page.
We're seeing this on Facebook with videos now, and you know where I'm going with this already.
Yep.
Where someone makes a video, and they're like, oh, you won't believe what happens when she cracks the egg or something. And, like, there's a girl balancing matches on top of an egg for 3 minutes straight, and then, like, putting water underneath it. And, like, all these unnecessary steps for something, and then she cracks an egg.
Yeah.
And there's no, coherence between what she's doing, what's being said, and the length of the video. It's literally, how long can we keep them waiting? Can we keep them another minute?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's been proven to work, because if you tell people, hey, you won't believe what happens when this happens, people actually want to watch it. And then when you show them a video that's unrelated, they think, hang on, this isn't related. I'm going to watch this until the related thing happens. It's kind of like when you see those articles on Twitter saying, 17 things you shouldn't do in a hotel, and the first picture is something, overtly sexual. And then you go through the entire article, and that picture, that's not there.
Like a woman strapped to the ceiling. It's just like...
It's like, that's not even in the article. Yeah. And there'll be some absolute hero in the Twitter comments that said, I went through everything, here are all the bullet points. And they just list one. There's even a subreddit called r/saved you a click. And saved you a click, just people that do this.
That started because of Lad Bible.
Oh, God.
Lad Bible was the main one to start with all this BS clickbait. And they went on a massive crusade against Save a Click, because every comment on their video was Save a Click, just saying, saved you a click, here's the answer. And they were going through, they got caught removing these comments.
Wasn't Lad Bible was an English thing, wasn't it? Because the word lad has a very kind of UK feel to it. And Lad Bible was just this awful Facebook site that just shared
Memes.
random memes and news and stuff.
It was always like football or sporty, kind of like lad memes.
It was the online equivalent of like Nuts
Weatherspoons.
magazine. Do you remember Nuts magazine?
We went very different routes there.
But you know what? You would see someone
Yeah.
in Weatherspoons reading Nuts or Zoo magazine, something like that. Yeah. They were Lad Bible was like 9gag, but for chavs. Yeah. That's pretty much exactly what it was.
On.
Still going strong, 11.5 million followers on Instagram.
It's been slowing down though.
Oh, God. It makes me sad because I've taken 2 weeks to make a Silent Hill 1 review. I've replayed all of Silent Hill 1. I've written the script. It's 15 pages long. It's going to be about an hour's review. I've spoken about everything in it. It's probably going to get about 20,000 views, if that. I could have made a shitty top 10 list of hottest girls in the Silent Hill franchise. I could have got 50k views on that in a day.
Oh, God, yeah.
But that's
the sad thing. I think our YouTube channels, like not to toot our own horns, are like a dying trend, but not in the sense that it should be. Like, people don't find that anymore.
It's not as immediately profitable.
Yeah.
And
like, we need
shame.
to build our subscribers and views up massively.
Yeah.
Before we make a profit. I mean, we make a profit, but before we make a good amount for the effort we put in. Because here's the thing, the effort we put in doesn't change. It's just the amount of eyes it catches.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's why you see, I mean, do any of you guys have any examples of YouTube channels that you used to watch that then slowly over time morphed into just either milking the same stuff or low effort content, or just ended up focusing on what made more money? I mean, one of my, I hate saying this because I love the guy, was Game Theory. I really like MatPat. I think MatPat seems like a genuine guy. He seems like a lovely person. I'd probably get on really well with him. But when Game Theory started focusing on just
Five Nights at
Freddy's,
Fortnite, Among Us,
it was
just trend chasing.
Yeah. Now I get it. I get that was the focus at the time, but it really was just Five Nights at Freddy's, which I really thought was saying. People in the chat saying Josh Strife Hayes. Yes, I get the joke.
Yeah, there's some equals 3 and what was the other? Linus Tech Tips. I'm surprised by that one.
I haven't seen much of Linus Tech Tips, so I can't really judge the guy to be honest.
I think Linus Tech Tips is a channel that has expanded so quickly by such an amount. I think the content had to be quite, agile.
Yeah. People are saying Davey504, that's the dude that plays the bass. I like his videos a lot. I think Davey504, if you haven't seen him, he's a really, really talented bass player. Yeah, Davey504 was incredibly talented. Cinema Sins. Oh, God, yeah.
Christ.
I like Cinema Sins. The person who picks... JXE does a lot of stuff, or Mauler, where they pick apart why Cinema Sins is wrong. What was the channel that I really enjoyed? Oh, here's... did you ever watch Pro Jarhead?
No, I didn't.
I really liked Pro Jarhead. And then he got caught up in this massive cancel thing. And he lost a load of subs. Because he went from like having over 1 million subs down to about 800k now. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, Pro Jarhead. But his content was really good. I liked it. And I was trying to stay away from the whole drama thing. And it turns out that actually he didn't do a lot of the stuff he was accused of. He was kind of innocent, and not completely innocent in the whole thing. The guy wasn't whiter than white, but he wasn't the bad guy that everyone accused him of being. And I really like his stuff, and I was watching his stuff now, and his videos don't get anywhere near as much views as they used to, which is a shame because his content is good.
Yeah. In fact, we mentioned this. We spoke about this after the last podcast, didn't we? Yeah. After we'd finished. And the one I told you that blew my mind was Yogscast.
Okay.
Now, I've actually met the guys from Yogscast. Okay. They are awesome guys. I met them at Birmingham Comic Con one year.
Spiffing Britt was in Yogscast, wasn't he, for a long time? Is he still part of them?
I think he was at one point. He's not anymore, I don't believe.
Okay.
I think he wanted to distance himself because it turned into a bit of a mess.
Okay.
Now, they had 11 point something million subscribers.
Yeah, they've got a lot of people.
Yeah, and their videos quite often got 10 million views. Mm-hmm. Yogscast is still going. Their upload schedule hasn't changed. However, my videos now pull in the same, if not more, than theirs, which is terrifying The
It's
thing.
scary.
A now 9 million view subscriber channel is pulling in 60k views.
You don't judge the success of a channel from the amount of subscribers it has, because subscribers can be gained over a long period of time and then lost. You judge a channel based on how many views it gets over like a week or a month, or 2 or 3 months or something like that. So if a channel has, because I've just hit 300,000 subscribers, which I'm pretty happy about.
My God, already?
I know, 300k. We've hit 300k,
That's
man.
insane.
It was only like a couple of months ago. It was 100k, and it's growing ridiculously fast.
And that's actually really funny to watch, because we've stayed neck and neck in growth. When you hit 200k, I hit 20k.
Yep.
You've hit 300k. I'm now after the New World thing, I think I'm 36k now.
Yeah,
It's
Mate,
insane.
You're gonna get 100k in no time. No time at all.
I want that plaque.
You're gonna get that plaque. When you come around one day, I'm just gonna hand you the plaque. It's gonna be like, here's the plaque. Look at it. If I can get my second channel, Josh Strife Plays, to 100k, I'm gonna put it next to it. Gonna have 2 silver plaques there going on.
Hey, Tangent Tavern will be there before you know it on YouTube.
It will. It will. It's
growing really fast.
If you want to watch some of these podcasts, you want to watch the old ones, by the way, the YouTube channel Tangent Tavern, we upload all the old stuff to it. So you guys can go through that, stick it on as background noise or whatever. I'll get you a beanie hat and a trench coat. That's what I'll get you.
That's,
It's 100k. But you judge a YouTube channel off how many people watch it now, not how many subscribers it's had over the long term. And our channels are actually really healthy. Really healthy, which is it's quite scary.
Yeah, it is. I'm not used to it still.
No,
just putting out a video that I'm like, I'm not sure about this, and then it goes and gets to the 35k views, which matches the subscriber count.
And you're like, that's good, that's healthy, that's where you need to be.
That's really good, yeah.
So we look at channels that we used to do really well, channels we used to love, channels we used to watch, and because I was a big fan of Triple Jump. I really like the channel Triple Jump, and they've got their Worst Games Ever series, and I'm super jealous they've got the name Worst Games Ever, because if they hadn't got it, I would do it. But yeah, I was watching them like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm thinking, I'd love to be as big as Triple Jump one day, and now I've surpassed them, and to me, that's still weird.
Yes, I had a moment like this the other week, actually. So I didn't put a video out on Friday, I want to say. No, Tuesday? Yeah. I don't know. One of the days. I didn't put a video out. Yeah. No, I didn't do a stream after my video. Because I had been asked to do an interview by Game Dev TV.
Oh, check you out.
Well, here's the weird thing. I have watched a lot of the Game Dev TV stuff. So for them to now come to me and say, hey, can we interview you? And I'm like, why?
Yeah, man, it's weird.
It's actually quite funny, because they were like... yeah, we're not really sure why we interviewed you, because you're not like a prominent game developer, but they were like, but your channel content's good.
Yeah,
I was like,
channel's there.
I was like, yeah, that'll do.
People are saying that Popular MMOs is now a dead channel. It is, isn't it? On YouTube, Popular MMOs doesn't really put out any...
I forgot that was a thing.
He doesn't even put out any MMO stuff. Wasn't there a YouTube channel, something like, Epic MMOs or MMO Guy, and he just uploads Fortnite content? Or Minecraft, that's what he does. There was an MMO guy that's got a really good MMO-related name.
No, it's Popular MMOs, yeah.
And they just do Minecraft content now, which is a real shame. Which I think it's a good name for a channel. But
it is. It's bizarre that the name's Popular MMOs and it's all Minecraft stuff. But I'll tell you another channel that had this exact same thing. And I was watching a video. It was like a deep dive into why this channel died out and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a Minecraft YouTuber called Stampy Longhead, is it? He was a British YouTuber.
I'm not super familiar with the Minecraft YouTube scene.
His videos would pull in 30+ million views. And he'd put them out daily. This guy, multi-millionaire off of it.
Okay.
And his channel now is lucky if it gets 30k views. Because he just kept doing Minecraft.
Yeah.
His audience outgrew the channel.
Yeah.
Because he was very childish. Not childish, but he's very, very child-friendly. Wouldn't even say the word damn or anything,
Right.
And then other YouTube channels cropped up doing Minecraft, and he just stuck to his ways and watched his channel decline. And he wasn't agile. He didn't change, didn't pivot. Yeah, he just carried on into the ground.
This is one of the dangers, because if you don't grow with your audience, what happens is the audience that you've gathered, they outgrow you. And what you would expect to happen is the new audience that are growing up to that age then come and see you. But the new audience don't come and see you because they see you as old. They see you as a has-been. They see you as someone who, you know, their older brother, their parents liked. Therefore, you're not cool anymore. If you have got an audience of a load of, you know, 13 to 15-year-olds, and those 13 to 15-year-olds, you know, grow up and become, you know, 20, 21, 22, you won't get the next generation of 13 to 15-year-olds watching your channel. The next generation will be watching someone else because that name is new. So at the minute, you have to grow with your... Have you seen the Harry Potter films?
Seen some of them, yeah.
If you watch the logo at the very start, I think it's the Warner Brothers logo. In the first film, it's bright and colourful. In the very last film, it's rusted and destroyed. And if you watch every film, that logo ages as the films go on. And the films get darker and darker and darker as they go on. Harry Potter aged with its audience, which is why it was able to maintain cultural relevance for so long. It grabbed everyone in year 7, and then when the next book came out, it was aimed at year 8s. And the next book came out, it was aimed at year 9s. It was a franchise that grew with its audience. A lot of YouTubers don't do that.
No. And that's where they all fail. It really is.
I think, so what we're going to have to do is, someone noticed the Warner Brothers logo in the Harry Potter movies. Hey man, you've got to look at it. This is the small stuff, the minutiae you've got to notice. So in 2 or 3 years' time, you and me have got to be creating content that the audience now is going to actually care about in 2 or 3 years' time. We can't just keep
and that we can
ragging
still
on
pull
New
people
World.
in. Yeah, exactly.
As much as I want to keep ragging on New World, it's just, it's not fun. I don't enjoy that. Josh Strife is reviewing adult diapers in 30 years. If they pay enough.
If the money's there.
The money's there. I mean, as long as they don't want exclusive usage rights for like 3 months of my face, and I still can't believe that.
No, that's insane.
I'm not. You'll
have to give me the company's name so I can avoid them.
I will. I will. I'm
steering clear of that.
I don't like the feeling that I'm being taken advantage of, and I don't like the feeling that gamers and players are being taken advantage of, which is exactly why we need to just be honest with people.
Yeah. No,
so
absolutely.
It sucks. Right, what happened? To anyone in the chat who's asking what happened, you are going to have to go back and rewatch this, because unfortunately we are going to have to end it there, because I'm going to be editing the Silent Hill video all night. What are you going to be doing, Cal?
I'm playing Dreamworld and watching it crash over and over. So.
Is it still working?
Mate, there's flaws with this that are going to be catastrophic very soon.
So of all the games that exist, Dreamworld is one of them.
They've got it so that when you place a block down, it loads up all the textures in the game to see which number texture you wanted, and then it'll put it on the object. Now, as you can imagine, with 4K textures, you can place an object and watch your RAM just go up to 8 gig and shoot back down. So anyone who doesn't have more than 8 gig, their game will not work.
Why would you load every single texture in the game and then choose the one you want? Why don't you just do a search for the one you want and load that one up?
Because that would be too simple.
I see why I'm not a game developer. I'm not complicated enough for these. For this whole thing. Can you code in chat, please, Cal? If you have any influence over Dreamworld whatsoever, you need to put a sausage emote into it.
I do that.
It needs to be there.
I'll make that my mission.
It needs to be there. Right, ladies and gents, thank you very much for joining us. It's been lovely to have you with us. You can watch the old episodes of the Tangent Tavern on YouTube at, I'm pretty sure it's just YouTube/Tangent Tavern. Have we got the actual name now?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I think we've got the actual name for it.
Yeah,
So, you can go and do
I'll
that.
link it.
As far as sponsorships go, in this video, there weren't any. Manscaped's all right. They're irritating to deal with the adverting company, but the actual product's fine. And Naraka Blade Point was a decent game, but I'm not signing the contract for it. That's as honest as I can be.
That's the highlight, isn't it?
That's the highlight of the video. So, we will see you guys on Wednesday, where I'm hopefully going to have another video. Cal, what stuff you got coming out this week?
So I've got Dreamworld tomorrow. Friday, I'm probably going to be doing the video about the Descript tool. I'm going to see if they'll give me a free premium trial of it as well, because you can do most. Honestly, terrifying.
That will be scary stuff.
That will be very scary.
In that case, we're going to head off. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. We will see you all next week for another episode of the Tangent Tavern, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care, good night, and God bless.
Yeah, thank you for